Hello and welcome. Today is going to be a little bit of a different reading. I thought we should do something like what to do to be happy. Like what you should be doing in your life right now to feel happier or to feel more fulfilled. So I thought we should take a look at that. Please give me a card for pile 1. Pile 1 is going to be feeling the world. Okay, please give me a card for pile 2. Pile 2, please. Oh, we got 2, so pile 2 and pile 3. Great and full is pile 2. And body and soul is pile 3. So, let me hold up the cards for you. Like so. Okay, so feeling the world is pile 1, great and full is pile 2, and body and soul is pile 3. So go ahead and make your selection, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello and welcome, pile 1. You picked the Feeling the World card. Let's take a look at what you can do to feel more happy in your life, or what you can do to feel more fulfilled. Okay, let's get started. Also, sorry about the chewing. I'm not chewing gum. I'm chewing a little tablet for my reflux because I have like a really bad heartburn and I need to chew this stuff, so I'm sorry about that if it bothers you. Okay, let's get going. What can pile 1 do to be more happy? Please tell me what pile 1 can do to be more happy. Queen of Swords is the first card, so right away I'm gonna say that boundaries is something that you should be enforcing stronger. Okay, what can pile 1 do to be more happy? Justice. Okay, absolutely. Hold people accountable. What can pile 3 of Pentacles. Be more cooperative and maybe let people closer to you, or just be around people more. It feels like you might have some sort of like issues with your social life. Okay, what can pile 1 do to be more happy? 10 of Wands. I'm gonna clarify that. Oh, and we had another one here. King of Cups. Okay. I'm going to clarify the 10 of Wands because I'm not sure about that. Please clarify the 10 of Wands. What can pile 1 do to be more happy? Fucking foul. I love it when they do that. Okay. So, we have 6 of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this is talking about I'm not sure what kind of responsibilities you have at the moment, but it feels like you might need to take them a little bit more seriously, is what I'm getting here. Like it feels like you might be prone to giving things up, or leaving certain situations once they get too hard, too difficult. Once you have to put too much effort into it, you kind of just I don't know, disconnect and just leave the situation. That's what I'm getting. Like if there is something that you need to work for, something that you need to put more effort into, it feels like you just rather leave that. Like I don't know what kind of projects we're talking about here, but you're probably gonna recognize this behavior. Apologies if it is true for you. Like, let's say this is something that I'm also prone to. So maybe if I tell you an example of my own, it's going to be easier to understand. So with me, for example, I'm very chaotic in a lot of ways, but especially when it comes to, for example, my creative projects. Like I routinely start something and then leave it and then start something else. So that's something that I can get as a, or I can tell you about as an example. Sorry, my eyes started watering. I don't know what's happening. So it feels like maybe you're a little bit your own worst enemy when it comes to long-term projects, because it feels like you have difficulty maintaining your energy or your interest in something long-term, or there's like something like that here. Like maybe, like I said, once you deem that something is too much work, you kind of just check out and like leave it alone and you just start something else. And obviously this spread is telling you to like not do that. Okay, King of Cups. Please clarify the King of Cups. How can pile 1 be happier? 9 of Swords. Is there a person you are routinely worried about? The Magician at the bottom of the deck. Like there could be someone here who makes you worried, or who like makes you have sleepless nights or something of the sort. Like I'm getting that you're more of a feminine energy and this person is more of a masculine energy. And this could be a water sign. Sorry, fuck. So this could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, chart ruler. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it could also be someone who is very emotional. It could be someone who might be emotionally... I'm not sure, because with the 9 of Swords here as a clarifier, I'm going to say that this person could be emotionally manipulative or emotionally immature in certain ways. And what I get here is that there's someone in your life like this, like a water sign, or someone who is like more emotional. There's someone in your life like this who's making you have a lot of anxiety. Like it feels like you're really worrying about this person, and not because of like, I don't think you worry about this person. I think you worry because of this person. I think this person could have some toxic behaviors and could make your life a little bit harder. 1 second. Okay, apologies. I had to fix my makeup in this eye because I just wiped it off. So yeah, that's what I'm getting here so far. But we're gonna keep going. But really what I see here is that you need better boundaries. You need to hold people accountable, and you need to be like more cooperative. And by that I don't mean that you have to be like more submissive. By that I mean you maybe you need a more active social life or something of the sort. Like maybe you need to have a, I don't know, maybe you like don't have a group of friends or something like that. Like maybe you don't have friends. And this is also telling you that that's one way to make yourself happier, is to kind of find your tribe or something of the sort. I feel like, especially with this feeling the world energy, you might identify as an empath. And this has like the typical quote unquote empath energy. And by empath, I mean someone who has had a how do I put this? Someone who's had an abusive childhood, but the level of abuse varies. Like usually with people who present these symptoms, like for example, high sensitivity towards the mood and emotions of others. Usually these people were forced to master the art of noticing even the smallest shift in behavior or in emotions in their parents, because they were growing up in an unsafe environment. Like maybe your parents were abusive towards you, maybe not physically abusive, maybe they were just verbally abusive towards you, just verbally. That's just as bad, by the way. And it seems like you have this how do I put it? You have this plethora of symptoms that is usually typical for someone who would self-identify as an empath, who has grown up in an unsafe environment, actually, in their childhood. So it feels like you might have difficulty. You might have difficulty with drawing boundaries with other people. You might have difficulties holding people accountable. Like I said, you might have difficulties in social relationships, because it almost feels like there might be some sort of a people-pleasing energy here. Not necessarily, but what I'm getting is that you might have a tendency to like victimize yourself or be victimized. It feels like maybe you avoid conflict because you're afraid of conflict, and it feels like maybe you might be suppressing your own needs just so you can avoid conflict. That's kind of what I'm getting here, and that makes your relationships unhappy. That makes you feel like you are being taken advantage of because you do not communicate what's bad for you, because you would rather keep the peace. So what I'm getting here is this victimizing yourself kind of an energy, especially with the feeling the world and this set of cards here. I'm getting someone, like I said, who doesn't have strong boundaries, who allows people to walk all over them, who doesn't know their value, or even if who knows their value, this is someone who is afraid to be in their power. And I understand that, because if you grew up in such a way, it's very difficult to find yourself again and rewire your brain in a way that makes you the most important person in your own life and not others. Because people pleasing doesn't happen because, like, I don't know, you're a bad person or you're like an attention whore or shit like that. That's stupid. People pleasing happens when your parents were very what's the good word for this? Like you didn't know what to expect from them. It feels like they were very inconsistent with you emotionally. Like one time they would be like completely fine with something, but other time you would do something different, and they would just lose their minds. Or that's kind of what I'm getting here, like an inconsistent parenting style, which made you kind of I'm struggling with words. and I don't usually have that issue. So this is interesting. Maybe you experience like freezing up when conflicts happen or when you are like caught in a conflict. Maybe your mind just freezes and you don't know what to do. Or maybe when someone would need to be held accountable for something that they've done, you can't like protect yourself because you just freeze and you just accept the excuse the other person gives you because you can't enforce your own boundaries or own will. And I'm not saying these things to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm just trying to describe the energy that I'm picking up on. And again, I'm not I'm not trying to judge you or make you feel bad about yourself, because this is basically the exact same energy that I used to be in. And this is where I started out from. So what I get here is that you are very exhausted and very sensitive to other people's emotions and other people's moods, and because of that you'd rather avoid social gatherings. You'd rather avoid big crowds because it just overloads you. And if this feels like you might be prone to like a sensory overload, and it feels like you might be someone who needs their own like alone time every once in a while, because you need to like recharge, because social gatherings just exhaust you. And the reason social gatherings exhaust you because it's because it's because you are constantly in this like hypervigilance monitoring mode. You're constantly in this hypervigilance monitoring mode, trying to monitor and see everyone's moods, everyone's emotions around you, to see whether there is any danger nearby. And you're not doing this on purpose. You're not even doing this consciously. You're doing this subconsciously, because subconsciously, like I said, due to the way you were raised, you had to perfect this ability to be able to tell how someone feels from like very, very minuscule things and very, very little information that most people don't even notice. But you had to notice them because that's how you knew whether your parents were in a mood where you were in danger of being hurt or not, or whether you were in safety. And this is something you've carried with yourself into your adulthood, and that's where this empath thing is coming from. So sorry, my hair just doesn't want to sit the way I want it to. So fucking annoying. Okay, whatever. So that's strongly what I'm getting here, is that your social relationships suffer because of this, because you still have this hypervigilance and you have not been able to come out of it and leave it behind, and you're still subconsciously 100% of the time monitoring the people around you and to see whether you are in danger or not. Like, that is a huge thing here. And it does feel like it exhausts you completely, and that's why you have this this exhausted feeling after you've been around a lot of people, and that's why you need alone time to recharge, because the only way you know for 100% that you're safe is when there is nobody around you, because that's what you learned through or during growing up. And with this 10 of Wands and 6 of Swords in the reverse, like, this is what I told you about, is the energy that I'm getting here, that maybe you give up too easily when it comes to certain things, when it comes to fighting for certain things. And again, I'm not trying to make you feel bad about yourself, because again, this is something that I also had to learn. I also had to learn to not give up and to keep going with something that I want to achieve for as long as it takes for me to achieve it. And there is no stopping, because it feels like you have this mentality that if you do something, you can either like fail or you can win. But that's not actually how winning happens. Winning happens after failures, many failures. So if you start something and you fail, then don't stop doing it. Don't stop and conclude that you're just not good enough, or it just didn't work out, or whatever. If you really truly want something, don't let failure stop you. Because like I said, what I'm getting here is that there are some difficulties in your life. Like, I'm gonna pull more cards in this, maybe I can get a more accurate picture of what exactly this is talking about. But what I'm getting here is that you live your life in a way that if something is too hard, like, again, quote unquote too hard, then you just don't really deal with it. And I keep cutting the deck and I keep seeing the Queen of Vessels, which is telling me that you need a lot of healing. You need a lot of healing. When this King of Cups, Nine of Swords, this could be a couple things. Like, because it's a king, I'm gonna say that this is probably a masculine person around you. Doesn't necessarily have to be a male, but it is a more masculine energy. So I'm gonna say that this is more I don't know, this could be like your partner, your romantic partner. This could be like your father. This could be just any sort of masculine energy around you that stresses you the fuck out. Like, it could be your, I don't know, father-in-law. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Based on this, I'm gonna pull more cards on this King of Cups. Please tell me more about this King of Cups. Please tell me more about this King of Cups. Who's this King of Cups? What's with this King of Cups? King of Coins. Okay, so this could be the breadwinner in your family. So this could be a father figure, very much so. Or this could be your husband if you are married. What I'm getting is that your relationship has soured with this person. Please tell me more about this King of... Oh, fucking hell, it fell again. Oh my god, I hate picking it up so much. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. It's not necessarily someone you're with, is what I'm getting. Like, maybe this is someone who... This Hanged Man. Can you clarify that more? Rebirth. And 5 of Wands. Okay, and 10 of Vessels. Okay, so this could be someone you've been in a fight with, or someone you've had a falling out with. That is also a possibility here. Doesn't necessarily have to be someone who is like very close to you, or who is actively a part of your life. With this Hanged Man energy, this could be someone who is like who you had like situationship with, or something of the sort. Like, it could be situationship energy, is what I'm getting here. This could be someone who gave you mixed signals. This could be someone who gave you mixed signals, and who... I get this feeling that this is someone who... Well, maybe you never had a relationship with this person. Maybe you never had a relationship with this person. Maybe this is just someone you are chasing, so to speak. Maybe this is someone who has been giving you mixed signals, and you've been trying to kind of make them love you. That's something I'm getting here. So that is a possibility here. But it could be just your partner, or your father, or whoever is like a breadwinner in your family. But what I'm getting here is that this person, like, there is something not okay with your relationship to this person. Like, there is some sort of a falling out here that has happened or is happening. It feels like maybe this was a situation, or this is a situation that has taken a lot of time to I don't know, manifest, even if it even manifested at all. Like, this could be someone this could be someone you've had a situationship with for a very long time, for years, for many years, is what I'm getting. Like, because with this hangman energy, this is such a stagnant energy. It feels like this person or this situation with this person stresses you out. It feels like it makes you anxious. It feels like it could interfere with your sleep even. Like, maybe you're thinking about the situation when you're trying to go to sleep and you can't fall asleep. But what I'm getting here, like I said, is some sort of a fight, some sort of a falling out. Like, maybe you didn't even have this fight with this person, you just want to. Or if you would, like, I get that maybe there's some distance between the two of you, but again, doesn't necessarily have to be. But I'm also gonna say this version for those of you who have this version going on in your life. Some of you just have a husband or a father figure or something like that. But I get that some of you have had this person, maybe you're like very angry at this person for what they've done to you or how they used you, because now you realize that this person have used you, or this person was dishonest with you, or they led you on or something like that. What I'm getting here is that you're angry at this person, but maybe you never even told this person this. Maybe what I'm seeing here has more to do with the oh my god, my eye again. Okay, so maybe what I'm seeing here has more to do with the fact that you prefer to avoid conflict. And maybe you are creating conflict within yourself, and you are creating inner conflict and inner you internalize this hatred, not hatred, this anger that you have, and you are destroying yourself with your own anger instead of like healthily communicating about your feelings to this person. So maybe there are things you haven't told this person because you're afraid of conflict, and you would rather just swallow everything that people throw your way. But through doing that, you are destroying yourself. Like you are actively, all this anger that you have, it feels like you can't externalize it. You have to internalize it. It feels like there's some sort of a block here, and you can't really direct your anger outwards. You can't really direct your anger outwards towards other people. It feels like you have some sort of a block here concerning anger, and that is the issue you have with this either father figure or someone who was like a situationship for you, someone you could have known for a long time, and it feels like the situation between the two of you has pretty much been stagnating for a long while now. So let's keep on going. Please tell me more about what pile 1 can do to be more happy. I found something here. We have 2 of Pentacles. Please tell me more about what pile 1 can do to be more happy. Please tell me more about, thank you. We have the 3 of Cups, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay, please tell me more about. We have the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, you have some issues with like social life, is what I'm getting here. You have some issues with social life here. And Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I get here is that there might be a level of indecision about you. Like it might be difficult for you to make decisions. You might be unsure of yourself, and that's the reason why it's difficult for you to make decisions, because you don't have this feeling of trust towards yourself, because it feels like you were never trusted by your parents as you were growing up. Like it feels like your parents like obviously had their own issues, and they had their own problems that they needed to face, and that kind of ended up in you being kind of a collateral damage here with within their own war with themselves. So what I'm trying to get at with this is that it feels like anytime you did something, your mother or your father or your caretaker told you how you're doing it wrong, made fun of you, got angry at you, and it feels like it wasn't really consequential. It feels like they kind of just had this need to put someone down, is what I'm getting here. Like whoever raised you, it feels like they had this this urge. They could not regulate themselves emotionally by themselves or on their own. They needed someone they can push their negative emotions onto. And I'm not gonna lie, this spread looks and feels exactly like my past energy. Like this looks and feels exactly like my childhood, like how I grew up, the way I had to steel myself and start drawing better boundaries, start to hold people accountable. This feels like my own past energy. So again, I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything when I'm talking about these things. I'm just telling you what I see, and I do understand it because I've been here. What I get with this, so there is this indecision energy about you, and like I said, it feels like this indecision energy is coming from the fact that you were never really trusted with anything, because whoever raised you needed to put you down to feel better about themselves. Like that's kind of what I'm getting here. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Like this feels like abusive parent, and like again, doesn't necessarily have to be physically abusive. This feels more like a verbally abusive parent. This feels like someone who was verbally abusive, who was emotionally abusive towards you. And that's why you ended up in this indecisive energy, because you didn't learn how to trust yourself, because your parents didn't teach you how to trust yourself. And now it feels like maybe you have these false beliefs about yourself, that you can't do anything right, or that you mess everything up, or that you just can't do things on your own. Maybe you have some sort of relationship addiction or family addiction or something like that. Like maybe you have this thing about you that you feel like you can't stay alive on your own, or you can't be successful on your own because you can't do certain things on your own, because you have this incompetence feeling about yourself. But you're not truly incompetent. It's just a false belief that was taught to you by the person who raised you, or by the people who have raised you. So what I'm getting here is that you have this false belief about yourself, and that's what makes you indecisive. That's what makes you indecisive, because you can't be sure about yourself. You don't have this healthy confidence that people are supposed to have once they are adults. And again, here with the Three of Cups, what I'm seeing here is very obviously you need to go out more. like seriously. And yeah, I know it's kind of funny that I'm the one telling you that you have to go out more, who just won't leave the house for months on end sometimes. So like I said, this spread feels very similar to my past energy and to some of the things that I'm still struggling with. So I hear you, I feel you, I see you. I know it sucks. I know it fucking sucks. But yeah, this is telling me, or telling you rather, to go out more, have fun with people, just try to be more open, try to be more social, because the issues you have are not with the actual people who are around you, and maybe not your actual friend group or whatever, but it's almost like it's telling me that you have some sort of an opportunity to be a part of a group, to be part of a social circle, and you're like just watching, looking at it from the outside, from the fringes, just kind of like not trusting it, just looking on the inside, and just not being a part of this social group, and instead you're just kind of like exiling yourself. And that is just further emphasized by the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This is telling me that it's almost like you're isolating yourself, like you're banishing yourself from your own social circles due to the fact that you don't trust people, and due to the fact that being around people is very difficult for you because you are subconsciously constantly monitoring their feelings and their emotions and their behaviors. And it feels like because of this, you don't trust people and you are too afraid to be a part of a social group. And what this is telling me is that this fear is something you need to work on if you want to feel more happy in your day-to-day life. Like this is something you can work on. Like this is something that comes from you. This is something that is a part of you. This is something that you need to knock down with the Tower when I cut the deck. This is something that you need to get rid of. You need to you need to destroy this this part of yourself, this belief system that leads you to this behavior. Okay. Anything else about Pile 1? How can Pile 1 be more happy? How can Pile 1 be more happy? How can Pile 1 be more happy? We had the Fool. We had the Ten of Vessels in the reverse. And then we had the Alchemist. Okay, how can Pile 1 be more happy? Please tell me how Pile 1 can be more happy. We have the Misery Collector. Yeah. Yeah, again, what I'm seeing here is a Queen of Coins. The bottom of the deck. Yeah, Five of Vessels under that. Eight of Cups under that. Ten of Swords under that, yeah. Yeah, what I'm seeing here is an issue in attitude. What I'm seeing here is an issue in your attitude. It's like a problem with your attitude. It feels like you have this perfectionist tendency. And by that I mean you have double standards. And by that I don't mean that you have double standards toward other people. You have double standards towards yourself. And by that I mean that you don't accept things from yourself that you would readily accept from other people, and you don't give yourself the same amount of empathy and understanding that you give other people, because you judge yourself far more harshly than you judge others. And what I'm getting here is that there's this feeling about you that you can't do certain things, or you can't live your life a certain way unless you have this like perfection attained, or like something about you is like perfect, or like you have this this perfect image of yourself in your mind, and it feels like you don't allow yourself to be happy unless you match that image. And there's like something like that here, like I don't deserve to be happy unless I'm like so and so, like unless I'm like this. And there is some sort of an image you have about yourself that that like keeps you from allowing yourself happiness. And what I get with the Fool card being here in front of the Ten of Vessels, by the way, is that this is telling you to give less fucks. Basically, this is telling you to give less fucks. This is telling you to not give a crap about how you are supposed to be, or how you are going to be perfect, or how you want to be like, or how you think you should be like. Just go out there and do what you can. Just go out there and do what you can. Go after what you want, and just take the leap. Take the leap, and don't worry about you not being good enough, because it feels like what's holding you back a lot is this false belief about yourself, what we were talking about when I saw the Two of Pentacles, this indecision energy. And it feels like it is permeating your life. Like maybe it's not even just indecision. Like I said, it feels like you're kind of how do I put it? You're punishing yourself for not being a certain way. And it feels like this is just an internalization of what happened to you probably when you were a child, because this is probably what your parents did to you. Like they had a picture of you that was like not even clear and not even concise and not even consistent, because what I'm getting here is inconsistent energy from your parents. Or rather what I get here is someone with the energy who had inconsistent parents. And what I'm getting here is that you don't even know how you're supposed to be perfect. You don't even know how exactly you're supposed to be this thing. Like it feels like you have conflicting ideas about this. You have unattainable goals when it comes to yourself. You have like this dream that is impossible to reach, and not because you're not good enough, but because you're setting goals to yourself that are impossible to reach, or like not realistic at all. And like I said, what this Fool card is telling you is to give less fucks. Like I said, this literally is telling me that you're your own biggest enemy. Like that's very obvious from this spread. You're your own biggest enemy, and the issue with this inconsistency that your parents had was that now you don't know how you're supposed to do things. Like it feels like you don't know how you're supposed to achieve certain things, and it feels like the modus operandi or operandi, I'm not sure how to say it in English, of your life is just this feeling of dread, this feeling of being unsure about yourself, being unsure about your own abilities. And it feels like you have like a low self-esteem due to all of these things, and that stops you from doing things. It feels like you basically stop yourself from being happy because you have a low self-esteem and you think that you need to be a certain way in order to deserve to be happy. And also you just simply don't put yourself in certain situations. You avoid certain situations because you don't have this trust in yourself. You don't feel like you can handle those situations well. You feel like those situations are not going to be good for you. You feel like you're not going to be able to handle them or something like that. And this has a lot to do with like social life again. Like, I feel like you want to have more friends, maybe you want to be more social, but this false belief you have about yourself that paints you as incompetent stops you from being more social, is what I'm getting. And it's also stopping you from a lot of other things. So like I said, this Fool tells you to not give a fuck. And that's, by the way, the way I found that it was like a workaround when it came to this, because like I said, I had the same exact issues. And what I did was I just stopped giving a fuck. Like, seriously. literally I just stopped giving a fuck. Like I had this idea about myself that, oh, I have to look a certain way and I have to be a certain way and I have to have certain qualifications, and only then am I gonna be like, I don't know, good enough or whatever stupid shit like that. And the best way to fight against this is to say, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care. Like, if I would have allowed these thoughts, these beliefs to win, I would not be here today recording this reading, because my thoughts and my false beliefs tell me that I'm ugly. My thoughts tell me that I'm too fat. I'm just not pretty enough. I shouldn't record videos because I don't look good enough for that. And I shouldn't record videos anyway because I don't have like the perfect room. Oops. Sorry, that was my alarm. So back to that. I shouldn't record videos because I don't have the perfect room. I don't have the perfect background. I don't have the perfect place. Like all these shit. And if I would listen to all of these things, then I would not be here today recording this reading for you. Because yeah, I'm overweight. Who gives a fuck? I'm dieting. And I'm losing weight successfully, again, as I've already done before. And I wasn't fat for most of my life. It's due to medications that I had to take for my mental health. But that's a completely different thing. What I'm trying to tell you is that the best way around these false beliefs is to just tell them to go fuck themselves. Is to tell them that is to like tell yourself that you don't care about them, because I have to like tell myself that I don't care about, for example, my weight, in order to be able to be here in front of a camera and do this reading. I have to but I do care, and I do feel super insecure about it, and I do hate it, and that doesn't make it go away. You just have to not give a fuck about it. You just have to not give a fuck about it. And that's how you move forward. That's how you move forward, because it really feels like you have this idealized image in your mind about your own self, and you deny yourself things because you don't match this image. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And like I said, that's basically the exact same thing that I was doing in the past. And with this alchemist and this misery collector, like, I'm not gonna lie, if you've been thinking about going to therapy, go to therapy. Like, seriously. This looks like therapy could help you a lot. This looks like therapy could help you quite a lot. That's what this alchemist here is telling me. But this entire spread is telling me that, by the way. But when it comes to this alchemist, the alchemist is someone who transforms dark or negative energies into light or positive ones. And they are not doing this by I don't know, always being happy and always being positive and always being nice and whatever. But they are doing this by working through their negative emotions, working through their negative feelings, working through the negativity in order to find the positivity on the other side of the tunnel. So this is going through the dark tunnel in order to change your behaviors. That's what the alchemist does. That's how the alchemist creates positivity out of negativity, by working through the negativity. And with this misery collector card, again, this is a card of self-victimization. Like what I said in the beginning of the reading, that I feel like you have this this self-victimizing tendency. And this is exactly what that is telling me. Like, your brain is wired in a way that you are more prone to notice negative things than positive things. And you have this, like, skewed or distorted interpretation because you more readily see or notice negative things around you and in the world than you do positive things. And again, this is something that can be or is a result of of how you grew up, that you had to like sort of tune out certain things in order to make your life more bearable. And yeah, that feels like it came with this side effect, that you are more prone to notice negative things, and you're more prone to remember negative things about your life compared to the positive ones. There is a name for this, by the way, within the logical fallacies. Within the logical fallacies that we work with in certain therapies, but unfortunately I don't know the English name of it. Unfortunately, I don't know how it's called in English, but it's basically just being more attentive towards the negative things, and having the tendency to ignore the positives. So there's also something here. And again, I'm getting that I feel like this was probably more your mother here, that maybe they gave you an abandonment wound as well, because we have the 8 of Cups here and then the 10 of Swords. Like maybe I feel like if when it comes to attachment styles, it feels like you're the anxious ambivalent type, and the anxious ambivalent attachment style is created through a parent who is inconsistent. And like I said before, I really feel like your parents were inconsistent with you. Like sometimes they were like completely okay or completely fine, and I'm getting like a mother energy first and foremost. And maybe like they were completely fine and completely okay sometimes, but then other times, like totally unexpectedly, they were horrible and they were abusive, and you just didn't know when they were safe and when they were not safe. So that's what I'm getting here. Okay, anything else about how one can be more happy? We have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Can you clarify this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, please? We have the 10 of Wands again. We have the 10 of Wands again. Okay. Anything else about? Can you clarify this further? The Lovers, yeah, I thought so. I thought so. And the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think you're having relationship issues. And maybe this person, this King of Cups person, King of Cups, King of Coins person who came up here, is an example of that. Like I said, maybe you have codependency issues. Like maybe you are like relationship addicted or family addicted, and it feels like maybe you have codependency problems, and it feels like being in a relationship is like a huge trigger for you, but not being in a relationship is also a huge trigger for you. And it feels like I'm not gonna lie, it seems to me that the reason you have bad relationships is because you haven't worked on your childhood issues yet, or you haven't worked on them enough. And it feels like, or not feels like, but that's how it works. Like in our relationships, we repeat the patterns that we learned from our parents when we were children. And anxious ambivalents are very likely to be codependent. They are very likely to chase people. They are very likely to fall for unavailable people. and always be in a state of constant unfulfillment. So yeah, what I'm getting here is that maybe you're overly focused on your relationship status at the moment. Maybe you're overly focused on this person, whoever they are, like this situationship person. Or Yeah, like I'm getting the feeling that this person, like you're not together with this person. I'm getting the feeling that you're just kind of chasing this person, but they are not available to you. And that's what makes you chase them. That's what makes you chase them. That's what makes you care. So yeah, what I'm getting here is that maybe you're overly focused on this person, or you're overly focused on being single or being in a relationship, or how important that is for you. And this is telling me that you need to give that a break, and you need to focus on yourself and not on other people and not on relationships. That's what this is telling me. I'm sorry, one moment. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I just had to take my meds, and I also tried to fix my lipstick while I was at it. So, what I was talking about here is that maybe you need to focus less on other people and other people's love, and focus on yourself and focus on loving yourself. This hits me as someone who might be an I can fix him type of a person. So you might have this I can fix him attitude towards people, and maybe that's what makes you attracted to people. The possibility of fixing them, the possibility of I don't know, like giving them something, that like giving them love, like giving them unconditional love, like helping them, like stuff like that. That might be something that you have. That might be an attitude that you have towards romantic partners or potential romantic partners. And again, I can tell you that that is a symptom of your self-love not being enough. Like you don't love yourself enough, and that is why you're trying to give all that love to other people, when in fact you need to give that love to yourself. Like I'm strongly getting the feeling that you need to understand that all the love and all the understanding and all the empathy you give to other people, you are the one who is desperately in need of all of that. Give it to yourself. You need to give it to yourself first, because you need to fill your own cup first. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help other people properly if you are not full with your own self-love. If you don't love yourself enough, it's not that you can't love people, but you can be more there for them, and you can love them from a better and more healthy place than you can otherwise. You have to learn to love yourself first. And this is something that people sometimes say that, oh, that you don't need to love yourself in order to love other people, or in order for other people to love you. That's true. That's true. But you need to love yourself in order to recognize love, in order to recognize who is someone who truly loves you, or who is someone who is worthy of your love. You need to love yourself first. You need to set boundaries for that. You need to have standards for that. And you need to understand that all of those are coming from you loving yourself first and foremost, because you're the most important person in your life. You're the most important person in your life. And it feels like you are someone who was never allowed to be the most important person for themselves. This feels like you always had to be more, you had to be always more concerned about your parents' behavior, your parents' emotions. Like you had to regulate for them, and you never really learned how to regulate yourself because of that. And that's kind of what I'm getting here when it comes to your self-love, that you need to put yourself first. You've always been putting other people first and not yourself, and you need to put yourself first if you want to be more happy and if you want to feel more fulfilled. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some oracle cards. And let's see what we get. I'm gonna try to grab as many oracle cards as I can, but my desk is a fucking mess because I've been looking for certain things like yesterday and even today, and I couldn't fucking find them anywhere. But anyway, please tell me more about how pile 1 can be happier in life or more fulfilled. What does pile 1 need to do to be more happy in life? What does pile 1 need to do to be more happy and fulfilled? We have tangibility. Make your dreams real. Yeah, this is going back to that feeling of having to be perfect in order to do something. What I feel is like, again, I can tell you my own example when it comes to this, and that would sound something like, oh, I can't show anyone I don't know, my paintings or whatever until I'm painting perfectly well. Or I can't show anyone my writings until I'm perfect at writing. Or I can't show anyone my voice, my singing voice, until I'm perfect at singing. That's something that I'm getting here, is that you are too afraid to be imperfect, but in truth this is just a fear of being vulnerable, because you're afraid that other people are going to use it against you, is what I'm getting here, and you would rather stay in your comfort zone of like not letting anyone know what you're capable of, because you're too afraid that you're either not good enough, or people will use this to hurt you, or when people realize that you're not perfect, they will leave you and things like that. Fuck off, come on. Sorry. So that's again the energy I'm getting with this, and this is telling you again to give less fucks. Nobody starts out perfect with anything. And again, like I said, if I allowed, sorry, that was my alarm again, but now I turned it off. Okay, so like I said before, if I allowed these thoughts, these beliefs to have power over me, to stop me, then I would not be recording this video right now, and I would not be doing a lot of things that I'm doing right now. It's like, you don't need to be perfect in something in order to start, and you are just denying yourself help, and you're denying yourself an easier way by hiding yourself from other people. Like, other people can give you feedback, and you don't have to take that feedback personally, because they're not giving feedback on what kind of a person you are. They're giving feedback on the quality of what you are doing and how you can improve. That is very important, and it is much easier to improve when you have feedback. It is much easier to improve when you have feedback. So whatever it is that you want to do in your life, whatever it is that is your dream, don't be afraid to show it to other people. Don't be afraid to show what you can do to other people. I feel like this is a huge message here. Like, you don't need to be perfect in order to be happy. And if you don't show it to other people, and if you don't get feedback, then it's very unlikely that you're gonna improve enough. So you're gonna improve much faster if you have feedback from other people, is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, this one now. Okay, what we have here, let's see. Please tell me more about how pile 1 can be happier. Please tell me about what pile 1 needs to do to feel more happy. Please tell me more about what pile 1 needs to do to be more happy and fulfilled. Please tell me what pile 1 needs to do to be more happy and fulfilled. We have watermelon tourmaline, or tourmaline, or tourmaline, whatever. It says stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. I feel like you are constantly stressed. I feel like this feels like CPTSD again. I'm not gonna lie. That is the acronym for complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that is something you get by being or by having complex trauma. And the difference between CPTSD and like regular PTSD is that PTSD usually follows one single traumatizing event, one single trauma, and it focuses on that. Whereas complex traumatization means that you have several different traumas that affect each other throughout your lives. And both of these types of PTSDs are horrible, by the way. So there is no contest in which one is worse. But both of them also come with a chronically elevated level of cortisol. And a chronically elevated level of cortisol does a lot of bad things to you. It can literally give you brain damage, by the way. So I'm not joking when I'm saying that. This is like serious. Like PTSD is serious. It's very serious. And like I said, it feels like you have this feels exactly like that oh my god, come on. Can't fucking talk. This feels exactly like CPTSD when you're like constantly in a hyper vigilant mode. What I've been talking about when it comes to social gatherings or like social events, that you are like constantly in hyper vigilance mode, trying to figure out everyone's feelings and moods. To know whether you're safe or not. But it feels like it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. It feels like you are constantly stressing. You are constantly expecting something horrible to happen. And that is a part of hypervigilance, and that is very much a part of PTSD, by the way. That you are stuck in fight or flight mode. And that is why hypervigilance is a huge symptom for PTSD, whether it's complex or simple. How many times will my fucking alarm ring? Okay, never mind. So what I'm getting here is that you need to learn. You need to learn how to relax. You need to learn how to calm down and how to rest. And again, I feel like this spread is also calling me out a lot, because this is also something that I'm struggling with, and I'm also struggling with with not being able to rest properly, because like I'm saying, this feels like an energy that is constantly on edge, that is constantly worrying about something. And it feels like the more you want to rest and the more you want to calm down, the more stressful you become, because your brain is not allowing yourself to stop this hypervigilance. And you can't rest if you're hypervigilant, if you're constantly monitoring your surroundings for sources of danger, if you're constantly listening for, I don't know, some horrible thing that's going to happen, if you're constantly expecting a tragedy to happen. Again, these are logical fallacies that we work with in certain types of therapies, especially cognitive therapies. But unfortunately, I don't know the English name of all of these logical fallacies. But this is one of them as well, because I'm studying psychology in like a different language, and I'm not sure what the proper phrase for these things in English are. So anyway, this is one of those logical fallacies that is very common with people who have suffered from childhood abuse or neglect. And again, PTSD, because you're stuck in fight or flight mode. And being stuck in fight or flight mode is the reason that you're constantly monitoring your surroundings for danger. That is what hypervigilance is. And you can't rest and be hypervigilant at the same time. So that is why PTSD sufferers have chronically high cortisol levels, because they are chronically in fight or flight mode, and that is exactly what's happening with you. And this is trying to tell you that you never knew something different. You never knew anything different in your life than this. Like, this has been your entire life from start to finish, because this is what you grew up in, and you only know how to be hypervigilant, and you only know how to constantly expect horrible things to happen. You only know how to constantly watch out for danger, and you don't know how to rest, and you don't know how to relax, and you don't know how to rewind. You need to learn it. You need to learn it. The reason you can't rest, the reason you can't relax, is because this is not a skill that you have. It is not a skill that you've learned throughout your life, because you never had a moment where you could be completely relaxed. Maybe when you were like a very young, very, very, very young child, but even that is not necessarily likely. So the reason you can't rest is because you need to teach yourself how to rest. You need to teach yourself how to rest, and this is part of the self-love that we have been talking about. You need to take care of yourself. I've heard a very good allegory some time ago. It's almost like you need to imagine that you have a human in your custody. You need to imagine that you have a human in your custody, like maybe you would a child or something like that. Except the human in your custody is you, and you have to know what a human needs. Like, as if you were taking care of a plant, for example. Plants need sunshine, but not too much sunshine, and they need water, and they need a certain level of humidity, etc., etc., etc. And the same way, humans need certain things in order to stay healthy, in order to stay physically healthy, in order to stay mentally healthy, or become mentally healthy, or be more stable mentally or emotionally. And like, for example, I don't know, humans need to like go and have a shower every day, or wash their teeth every day, or eat a certain amount of meals or a certain amount of calories every day. And it's like, you have to imagine that the human in your custody is you. And you need to take care of this human, and you need to give this human the things that humans need to live. That humans need to live and be happy and be fulfilled and be healthy. And that is what self-love is, actually. That is what self-love is. It's not a feeling. Self-love is not a feeling. Self-love is how would I put it? Self-love is a routine. Self-love is taking responsibility. Self-love is a routine, and self-love is a responsibility. That's what self-love is. And that's how you can show yourself that you love yourself, and that's how you can keep yourself healthy, or help yourself become more mentally stable or emotionally stable and healthy. You have to give yourself certain things, and you have to know what you need to give yourself as well. And that's why I'm saying that if you've been thinking about, or someone has been suggesting to you to go to therapy, therapy can help you immensely with this. Immensely. So what I'm getting here is that you need to basically learn how to take care of yourself, because you were never taught how to take care of yourself, because your parents fucking sucked, and now you're stuck in this fight or flight mode. You're stuck in this stressful life where maybe you're self-sabotaging a lot. Maybe when everything is fine in your life, you constantly feel like you're like, maybe that's when you feel the worst. Like, I have this problem, unfortunately, that when I do everything perfectly fine and everything is okay, and I have a period of rest where I can just sit on my laurels and be like, okay, I've done everything perfectly and I'm completely fine with everything, that's when I feel the worst. That's when I feel the fucking worst, because then everything is okay outside of me, and that emphasizes the feeling of things not being okay inside me. And so I act out, and so I sabotage myself, and so I do things that I would normally not do, because your brain needs to keep up this level of stress, this level of negativity, because that is what it is familiar with. And maybe that's also something that you're doing, that you're being that maybe you're like sabotaging good things in your life or something like that. And the reason you do that is because your mind, your brain is trying to protect itself. And the way it's trying to protect itself is by keeping you in your comfort zone. And unfortunately, your comfort zone is suffering. Your comfort zone is constant danger. Your comfort zone is constantly being on edge. The comfort zone is never being safe. And that is what your mind is trying to keep you in, as illogical as it seems, because that's what it knows. That's the only thing it knows. And it is still less scary than something that would be good, but you don't know just because you don't know it. And so your brain, your mind would rather keep you in this situation, in this catch-22, because at least you're familiar with this. At least you know what to expect. You know to expect to be let down. You know to expect danger. You know to expect bad things, and this is the only way you've learned to survive. And that's why this is the only option you have. That's why this is the only option you have. And again, this is something that needs conscious effort in order to change. Like, this is not going to change by itself. You need conscious effort to change it, and someone helping you through this would make it much easier. And again, that's why I'm saying that therapy could be very, very, very benevolent for you. Okay, I'm gonna do the zodiac too. Maybe we got some zodiac signs just for confirmation, or some more messages, or whatever the fuck. Let's see. Okay, please tell me more about how Pal 1 can be happy. Please tell me more about what Pal 1 can do to be happier. What can Pal 1 do to be happier? Or please confirm some zodiac signs for Pal 1. Please tell me more about Pal 1. Please tell me more about Pal 1. Please tell me more about Pal 1. Shuffling in such an awkward way. Please tell me more about Pal 1. Please tell me more about Pal 1. Come on, come on, come on, please. I'm not getting any cards. Okay, let's shuffle. Oh, we have Capricorn. Okay. Anything else about Pal 1? Or how they can be happier? We have Gemini at the bottom of the deck. But Capricorn is what came out here. Capricorn is traditionally the ruler of the 10th house. And it is the 10th sign in the zodiac. Capricorn is an earth sign. And it is often associated with responsibility and work. And Saturn is its ruling planet. So this goes back a little bit to, first of all, what I just said about self-love being a responsibility and a behavior rather than a feeling. It goes back to that, but it also goes back to what I saw more at the start of the reading with the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, if you remember that. Because what I saw with this, I said that maybe you give up too easily when you have to fight for something. Maybe you give up too easily when you need to achieve something. And it feels like you're very easily discouraged because if you fail at something, that triggers your own inner false self-esteem, or like your inner feelings of inadequacy. How the fuck do I pronounce that? Okay, whatever. So the reason you would rather give up on things is because failure makes you feel inadequate, and you already feel inadequate due to the way you grew up, and it triggers you so much that you would rather just avoid it altogether. So that is what I'm getting here. And Capricorn is again talking about pushing through that. Capricorn is work. Capricorn is hard work over a long period of time. And that is the way that you can get out of this whole situation, with hard work over a long period of time. And again, Capricorn is the child of Saturn, and Saturn is a planet, like maybe you have a, maybe you're a Saturnian person. Maybe you have like a strong Saturn in your chart, or maybe your Saturn is very influential in your chart. Maybe you have a Sun square, maybe you have Saturn squaring your Sun. Maybe you have Saturn opposing your Sun or any of your inner planets. That is very possible, because Saturn is the planet of first you suffer, and then you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So Saturn is the planet of harsh lessons. Saturn is the planet, again, of having to work hard for certain things. And often people who are Saturnian, or who have a prominent Saturn in their charts, for example, like I have Sun square Saturn in my natal chart, so I'm also Saturnian. And it's very typical for people with a prominent Saturn to have the first 30 years of their lives be the worst part of their lives. Like they get the harsh lessons, they get the shitty lessons early on. Like it's the first thing they get. It's the first thing they get. They get hit with like abusive families, horrible traumas in childhood, people dying around them, whatever. Just all the harsh lessons are coming early in life. And the point of Saturn is that it gives you these opportunities to improve yourself. It gives you these opportunities to learn to fight, to learn that you are incredibly strong because you are very resilient, because you've survived all these things, and to understand that your mind is incredibly resilient because it has devised time and time again different ways to protect itself and different ways to survive all these things. And that's why Saturn is giving you these lessons, so that you can work through them and understand the true nature of what happened and what was going on in your life, and find your own worth, basically. And once you have done the work, then you can reap the rewards. That's what Saturn is about. So, like I said, people with prominent Saturn have the worst part of their lives early on. The first 30 years of your life might suck ass. And again, that is something that I can also confirm, because I'm going through my Saturn return right now, and it's gonna keep on going until Saturn leaves Pisces. And a lot of changes are happening in my life, and a lot of changes have been happening, and this really is the time when you are forced to take responsibility if you haven't taken responsibility before. So this is like the make it or break it time of your life, when you have to do things right, when you no longer have the time to bullshit around. And that's kind of what I'm getting with you, is that you're still in this energy where you're like not understanding the things that happen to you, not understanding how your behavior shapes your reality. And at latest, when your Saturn return is coming, you have to deal with it. So that's what you gotta do if you want to be happy. You have a lot of work cut out for you, not gonna lie, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible in the slightest. Okay, I'm also gonna grab at least these. I want to grab all of them. Oh, come on. Let's start with this one. Okay. Please tell me more about pile 1 and what they can do to be happy. Okay, we have 2 cards. First one, She Who Flows. Is being open to change. Go with the flow of life. Again, being open to change. Go with the flow. This is the exact opposite of hypervigilance. You need to learn to ease into life. And again, that is not something that is just going to like magically manifest in your life. You have to work for it. You have to build certain habits in order for it to work. You have to build certain behaviors in order for it to work. Like, it's not an easy thing. It's not gonna come by itself. You have to work for it. You have to work for it. And if you do it right, then you can be in this flow energy, and it is possible to come out of this hypervigilance. And the other card is Cosmic Ocean. Current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. Do it today. Whatever you want to do, start it today, because 6 months from now or 5 years from now, you're going to look back at yourself today and think, oh my God, if I would have started that day, then I would be here and here and here and here already. Then I would be done with something already. And then I would be so much further ahead. Do it today. Really. Whatever it is that you're dreaming about, put yourself out there. Allow other people to see it. Like, we had this message before, and this is what this is. That's what this is talking about. You need to put yourself out there. You need to give yourself the chance to succeed, because it feels like, due to your low self-esteem, you're not even giving yourself the chance to succeed, because you're like not putting yourself out there. That's what I'm getting here. Current dreams are future realities. Just do it. Just take the first steps. Just start doing it. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one next. Okay. What can pile one do to... Oh, we have air. Purify yourself. I don't have to fucking... I don't have to describe that. You have to purify yourself of your own toxicity. Your own toxicity that you picked up because you needed to survive in an unsafe environment. Simple as that. And we also have exploring. Far off lands are awaiting. Maybe you need to travel more. Maybe you have I don't know, maybe you have a chance, or you will have a chance at traveling somewhere in the near future, and you need to take that chance and you need to go. It feels like you could benefit from also going outside. Like, maybe you have depressive symptoms, maybe you have depression, maybe you have dysthymia, but it feels like you need to go out more. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you need to go out more. You need to get out of your house more. You need to get out of your room more. You need to get out of your head more. Okay. And this one also. Okay. Please tell me what pile one needs to do in order to be more happy. Please tell me about what pile one needs to do in order to be more happy. Please tell me more about what pile one needs to do in order to be more happy. Oh, that's a lot of cards, no. But I'm gonna get the first one, because that is where did it go? Where was it? Oh, here. There you go. This was what flipped. Radical self-love. What was I talking about? And radical self-love, and I'm going to talk about what radical self-love is in a minute. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. Self-love and radical self-love. And radical self-love means that you need to accept yourself the way you are. And I know that probably sounds extremely difficult. That probably sounds like horrifying to accept what you are right now. I know that before I understood this concept, it was horrifying for me as well, and it is still sometimes scary. It's still sometimes scary to think about the fact that I have to tell myself that I'm perfect the way I am. I have to tell myself that I'm good the way I am, but that's not true. That's just not true. I have so much shit I have to do, and I'm so behind on so many things, and I'm just so horrible in so many ways, and blah, 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 blah. That's what your mind comes back at you with when you try to radically accept and love yourself. But the point of radical self-love is not to be content in how you are today. The point is not to be content in how you are today, or what you are like today, or what your situation is today. That's not the point at all. It's not the point at all. The point of radical self-love is that you don't beat yourself up for things that you could not have done any different way. Like, for example, radical self-love does not say that, okay, I'm gonna give my own example again, because that's the easiest thing I can do to describe it. So radical self-love does not mean that I tell myself, okay, I'm fine with my body right now, like I'm good this way. I don't need to lose any more weight. I don't want to lose any more weight. That's not what this is about. What radical self-love is telling yourself that even though I am not where I want to be, I still love myself, and I still accept myself, and I still understand the reasons why I'm not where I need to be. And instead of beating myself up for things that I'm not doing perfectly, I'm going to try to understand myself. I'm going to be curious about why I do the things I do. I'm going to try to show more empathy towards myself. I'm going to try to show more understanding towards myself. A radical self-love is the act of accepting yourself the way you are, but not to be content in it. Like, you don't have to be content in it. Like I said, I can like radically love myself and understand that, yes, my weight is currently what it is, and that doesn't mean that I need to like want to stay this way, because I don't wanna. I'm dieting. I want to lose weight, and I'm losing weight. So it just means that I'm not beating myself up for being overweight. It just means that I'm not telling myself that, oh my God, you're such a fat pig and you're so fucking disgusting, and just look at yourself, everyone hates you and you're so fucking disgusting, and like so on and so forth. It just means that I tell myself, instead of all of those things, I tell myself, yeah, my body does not exactly look the way I would prefer it to look, or that it used to look, but that's okay, because I understand why these changes happened. I understand that I required help for my mental health, and I had to take medications, which then completely changed my entire metabolism, and that had a lot of endocrine consequences, and my body changed because of that. But that's fine, because I can change it back, and that's not impossible either. So it's just that you have to understand yourself, and you have to show empathy towards yourself instead of judgment. That's what radical self-love is. That's what radical self-love is. You don't have to be content in who you are or what you are like today. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. You just have to stop hurting yourself for not being perfect. Okay, I think that's a beautiful way to wrap up this reading, so I'm not even going to pull any more cards. We're also at like 1 hour 30 minutes, over 1 hour and 30 minutes. So it's been long enough, I think. My PAL ones are usually very long for some reason. But anyway, I hope I could help with this reading. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you the best, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile 2. You picked Great and Full. Let's see what you can do to be more happy and fulfilled in your life. Okay. Please tell me about what pile 2 can do to be more happy. We have 7 of Wands. Please tell me more about what pile 2 can do to be more happy. Please tell me more about what pile 2 can do to be more happy and fulfilled in their lives. We have the Star. Please tell me more. Okay, 7 or 8 of Wands. Okay, please tell me more about 10 of Vessels. Please tell me more about what Pile 2 can do to... Thank you. Page of Swords. Okay. I just realized that I'm not using the deck that I usually use to do my first 5 cards. So that's already interesting. That's already interesting. I feel like there's something you need to change up. Something to do with communication, maybe. I'm gonna clarify all these. Please clarify the 7 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords and Strength in the reverse. Okay, please clarify the Star. Please clarify the Star. Oh, we have 6 of Pentacles. Please clarify the 8 of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. Please clarify the 10 of Vessels. Please clarify the 10 of Vessels. What does Pile 2 need to do to be more happy? What does Pile 2 need to do to be more happy? Oh, 5 of Swords. And please clarify the Page of Swords. The Tower. Yeah, 6 of Wands and the Empress are also at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so... So my hair just bothers the fuck out of me. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that you have how do I put this? You have convinced yourself that you don't need to do anything to be more happy. You convinced yourself that you're happy enough, or you're happy just as you are right now, or that you don't have to do anything to be more happy, or something like this. Like, it feels like there's a lot of resistance in your part because your self-defense mechanism is... because your self-defense mechanism is a type that tells you that you're already good the way you are, and that's how you justify not having to do more work, because you are kind of like telling yourself that you don't need to be more happy than this, and this is all you need, and this is happiness, and you don't need to be more happy than this, or you can't be more happy than this, or you don't even want to be more happy than this. See what I'm getting at? This is like it feels like your self-protective mechanism to deal with your cognitive dissonance is the type that tells you that like the grapes are sour anyway. You know that that story, sour grapes. So this is basically just telling me that you have convinced yourself that you don't need more than what you already have, and you do this because first of all you want to believe that you are happy. Obviously everyone wants to be happy, and you want to believe that you are happy or that you are fulfilled. You want to believe that you are already fulfilled. You want to believe that your life is already as good as it can get. But what I'm getting here, like I said, is that this is just a self-defense mechanism against your cognitive dissonance. What I said. It's just there to keep you where you are. To keep you where you are, and to how do I put this? It's to cancel out the urge to do something about how your life is right now. It's to cancel out the urge of wanting things to be better. because it feels like maybe you have a defeatist attitude, maybe you have learned helplessness, and maybe the reason behind this facade towards yourself is that you feel like there's nothing you can do, or you feel like you have like no way of making things better for yourself, or you have like I don't know, it feels like there could be this feeling of incompetence or feeling of learned helplessness here that is keeping you back, or holding you back rather, from achieving your full potential, because you would rather believe that you're good the way you are, instead of going after something more and something better, because that would mean that you need to admit that what you have now is not good enough. And it feels like you're defending your mind is defending yourself from that truth, defending itself from that truth that it could be better than what you have now. It feels like you don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with that. You'd rather have something that's like kind of okay, but it's not even okay. I'm not saying that it's very good. I'm not saying that you're very happy in your life, honestly. It feels like you, like I said, this feels like a rationalization of learned helplessness. That's what I see here, a rationalization of learned helplessness. That you would rather say that, oh, I'm good this way, like it's okay, like I resign to my fate, I know I have to suffer, or everybody suffers, or life is suffering, and it involves a lot of suffering, and it's like you tell yourself things like this when those are not necessarily true. Your life does not have to be suffering. Life does not have to be suffering. Love does not have to hurt. It does not. But it feels like you would rather just accept this than to face the fact that you have work to do. You have work to do in order to make your life more fulfilling. And it feels like maybe there is even some level of ego here. But again, this ego that is trying to defend itself from the fact that they are not perfect, or they have some improvement to do, is there because you have some sort of a wound about your self-esteem, or like someone made you believe that you are not good enough, and because of that, even the thought of wanting to improve yourself is so triggering to you that it like instantly reminds you emotionally of this wound of feeling not good enough, or being not good enough. So it feels like your journey of growing as a person is stunted by this fear, is stunted by this trigger. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. It feels like you are so like maybe you even developed narcissistic traits due to the abuse or whatever happened with you when you were like a child. I feel like you didn't have a good childhood. Obviously you didn't. And it feels like you kind of accepted this quote unquote fact, like I said, that life is suffering and you're meant to suffer, and it's meant to be bad, and you don't need to be, or you aren't meant to be happy all the time. And there is some truth to that, very obviously, but not like this. Not like this. Not like what I see here. Not like what I see here. Because like I said, this feels like it is fueled by your unhealthy self-esteem that is triggered by the fact that you need to improve yourself and your life, and that you have room to improve. Even the thought of having room to improve triggers you. And like I always say this, that I'm not telling you these things to make you feel better about yourself. I'm not saying these things to make you feel I don't know, Like I'm not trying to hurt you when I tell you these things. I'm trying to help you, and I'm not saying these things to, like I said, make you feel bad about yourself or anything. I'm trying to describe the energy that I'm getting from you, and I'm trying to see and put together the picture of what is happening here. And again, I usually don't sugarcoat because I don't believe that that is, how do I put this? Like, I don't believe that sugarcoating or lessening or like white lies are in your service. I don't believe that lying, like I said, or just sugarcoating even. I don't. It does not serve it just it does not serve you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you at all. It does not serve your highest good to lie to you or to sugarcoat things or anything like that. I feel like I say things how I see them, and I know that sometimes it can be difficult to hear, and sometimes it can trigger a strong self-defense, especially like with you. I feel that you may have gotten very defensive over what I just told you, like so far. You may have gotten very defensive, and you may feel like you need to write a comment describing to me how I don't get you, and how you're completely different, and how your reasoning is like entirely something else that is not that has nothing to do with what I'm saying here. I'm getting that. I'm getting a triggered energy from you, like I said, this just me saying these things could have triggered you, because it feels like just the mere thought of you having room to improve triggers you. And again, this is due to the fact that you need such a, how do I put it? You have such a desperate need to feel in control, and you have such a desperate need to feel adequate or good, that you can't even fathom the slightest idea of having to improve. Maybe you can like rationalize it, and maybe you can say things like, oh, I need to improve, and oh, I need this and that and blah blah blah, but you don't do it. You don't do anything about it. You can say these things to either to get people off your back, or to prove to yourself rather that you do care about these things and that you do want to improve, but in truth you're not doing anything about it. You don't, how do I put it? You don't have any I'm hearing reason. That's not the word I was looking for, but it feels like you're saying to telling yourself that you don't have any reason to do any of these things or improve any of these things. But I feel like you don't have the what's it called in English? Oh my god. Like, I'm sorry, sometimes sometimes it's really hard to find the words for me. Especially it's kind of late now. But whatever. You don't have the oh my god, come on. Motivation. Thank you. Fuck. Why did it take this long? I don't know. So it feels like you don't have the motivation to actually go out and better yourself, is what I'm getting. Like you kind of have this understanding that you need to improve certain things, but it feels like you are kind of using that as a shield. It feels like you're kind of using, like, I think you do have self-awareness. You absolutely do have self-awareness, is what I feel like, based on this spread. But you're using your self-awareness as a shield. You're using your self-awareness as an excuse. You're using your self-awareness to protect yourself from actually having to do anything. because it feels like you're being super open, maybe about things that you need to be different about. Like maybe you're super, like you project this image of yourself as someone who knows what's wrong with them, and who knows that they have to improve things, but at the same time you're not doing anything about it, and it feels like it feels like you're just kind of protecting yourself from having to do anything, from actually having to do anything, by telling yourself that, oh, you know what you need to do, or oh, you know what's wrong with you, or oh, you know what you have to do, and what's, like, you know what the problem is, and that's like you kind of use that as an excuse to not do anything about it. And I feel like even if someone would tell you to, for example, go to therapy, because based on this, it's very likely that you could probably greatly benefit from it. But it feels like even if someone would tell you that, you would find an excuse why not to do it. Like, oh, I already tried and I didn't react well to it, or oh, it's just not for me, or oh, it's like some excuse. You would find some excuse to not do this thing, and to not work on the issues that you have. And maybe you do work on some of the issues that you have, but I feel like there's a lot of self-deception going on here. Like a lot of self-deception. Like this is layers and layers of self-deception to show yourself a certain type of image about yourself that helps you cope, is what I'm getting. Like it feels like you need to show certain aspects of yourself, even to yourself, in order to be able to cope, and in order to be able to regulate yourself. It feels like you have a very, very prominent shadow side. Like there's a lot of things you push down into your shadow, and I think there is a lot of positive traits about you that you push down into your shadow. And I feel like you have a more negative image of yourself than what you actually are like. And it also feels like this negative image is kind of like, it almost feels like you're thriving on this negative image. Like maybe this is some sort of rebellion towards something. I'm gonna pull more cards. That's what I've been getting so far. Like there is so much self-deception here, and this is very complex. You're likely someone who is very smart. Because it feels like the way you have constructed your personality is very precise. What I feel here is a very precise energy. Like it's weird. It reminds me of someone I know, by the way. But it feels like you need to feed very precise beliefs about yourself to yourself, and not just to your environment or people around you. I feel like this is more about yourself. This is more about your relationship with yourself. And it feels like the image you have to show yourself is very precise and is very calculated, is what I'm getting here. Like you need to believe this about yourself, but you also need to believe this and that, and the combination of these things. And it's very difficult to describe, actually. It's very difficult to describe. But I'm going to pull more cards on it. Please tell me more about how Pal 2 could be happier, what Pal 2 could do to be more happy. Please tell me more about what Pal 2 could do to be more happy. Yeah, we have the Misery Collector card. The Tower again. Yeah. Yeah, this is not an easy. This is not an easy one. This is not an easy situation. Okay. Please tell me more about what Pal 2 can do to be more happy. We have the Nine of Pentacles. What Pal 2 can do. And the Nine of Cups. And we also have the Eight of Vessels and Fortitude at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I get here is that you need to, like, there would be a lot of work involved here. Like I said, I feel like you may have developed narcissistic traits due to whatever happened to you or whatever your childhood was like. Because again, this feels like you had a bad childhood that made you believe that life doesn't have to get better than a certain point, or like you have to be content with the shit you get. And you have no say in it, or even if you have a say in it, you'd rather not want a say in it, and it's good enough for you this way. Like I said, so you may have developed some narcissistic traits because of that, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have a narcissistic personality disorder. And I'm usually very vocal about saying that disorders do not define us, and just because someone, even if you have a narcissistic personality disorder, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a bad person at all. And this goes for every disorder, basically. This goes for everything. That does not make you a bad person. That does not make you a bad person. So what I see here is that, again, it feels like your entire self is extremely carefully constructed. Like, it's fragile to a degree. And that is why, yeah, not to a degree. It's fragile. We have the Tower here twice, like, fuck. And the Misery Collector. So, yeah. Yeah, it feels like your sense of self is so carefully constructed and so fragile that you need to justify everything that happened to you. You need to justify everything that happens to you. You need to justify everything that you do. You need to justify everything. Everything. Like, it feels like you have this narrative that you construct about the events happening to you or the people around you, and it feels like you need to have this constructed narrative about everything in order to keep this very fragile and very meticulously constructed sense of self intact, or this image of yourself intact. And I feel like the only way you're gonna get out of this, and the only thing you can do to be more happy is to let this image go. And I'll be honest, at this moment, this does not seem likely. At this moment, the energy I'm seeing right now, it does not feel like that's gonna happen anytime soon. Like, you don't want to do it. You don't wanna. You found a way to be kind of sort of stable, and you'd rather lie to yourself than to give up that false sense of stability and that false sense of security. So, like I said, and I understand this because security and stability are very, very important things, and they are very basic needs for human beings. So obviously I understand this. But it feels like at the same time, this is also a prison for you. This is a prison where you're like torturing yourself. And you would have to start from scratch. You'd have to start from scratch. Like whatever beliefs you have about yourself, you would have to throw basically all of them away. Basically, or almost everything, at least. Like most of them. You have to throw most of them away. Sorry, my hair really fucking bothers me today. It just doesn't want to sit right. Oh my god. Come on. Okay, whatever. It just sits so much nicer on this side. Okay. Okay, leave it alone. Leave it alone. No, I can't leave it alone. Leave it alone. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Oh. Okay. Okay. So. This is not an easy situation because it feels like, again, like I said, you have this very fragile sense of self. This very fragile image of what you believe you are, or what you think yourself to be, and it feels like just letting in the thought of improvement on its own itself would be devastating. It feels like if you would truly need to think about how to improve yourself and how to change things, it would be devastating for you because it is such a fragile construction. And I feel like that is why you're kind of stagnating, because with this great and full energy, like the card that you picked, this is what I'm feeling like. Oh, I don't need to do anything. Like I don't need to do anything more. Like I'm good the way I am. Like everything's fine, everything's great, everything's nice and dandy. But it's not. It's not. And and it feels like you're like you're like dancing on a wire. That's what this feels like. Like you have this very careful construction, but it's incredibly fragile, and you need to protect yourself from certain ideas, like the idea of improving, or like the idea of needing improvement. But also in a way you kind of know it, and you kind of talk about it, is what I'm getting here. And you talk about it to other people, giving them the image that you are aware of what you need to change, and maybe you are, but at the same time you don't have the deeper understanding, is what I'm getting here. Like on a deeper level you can't accept certain things. It feels like you rationalize a lot, and emotionally you are just very fragile, very, very fragile. Let me get that deck and try to pull some more cards. Please tell me more about Pal 2. How can Pal 2 be happier? Okay, we had the Page of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, please tell me more about Pal 2 and what they can do to be more happy. Fell again. Okay, we have Three of Wands. Please tell me more about what Pal 2 can do to be more happy. And the Hermit. Okay. Anything more? No, we have the Devil in the reverse. I think you are aware that you have toxic behaviors, but you just kind of don't stop them. Like I said, this Like I said, this feels like you are very, very, very strongly in self-defense mode, and you're defending yourself from everyone and everything, and you're defending yourself even from yourself. So what I have here is that again, you need to have a certain system of beliefs about yourself in order to stay afloat, in order to be stable. And it feels like you know you have toxic things about you, but you kind of, first of all, which is also toxic, by the way, you think you can just go at it on your own, and you think you can just fix it on your own, and you think that, oh, I can just put my mind to it and then it's going to go away. Like one day I'm going to decide to work on it and then it's going to go away. No, that's not how it works. Sorry to say, but as someone who's been in therapy for years, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. And maybe the reason you don't want to deal with these things is because you are afraid that it won't work. You are afraid that you would be faced with some sort of a failure, which would also be too much of a blow for your ego. It feels like you have a very fragile ego here, like a very fragile, like I said, image of yourself or sense of yourself. So what I get here is that you're like kind of putting it off. You're like putting things off. You're like not dealing with things on an emotional level at all, is what I'm getting. Like you kind of like try to keep yourself away from your emotions. And you're kind of just putting things off. And you think that, oh, you can like deal with them in the future, or you're gonna be able to like do it on your own. And like I said, that is in itself toxic. You don't need to do everything on your own. Just the fact that you feel like you need to do everything on your own is toxic. And by that, I'm not trying to say that you're wrong for wanting that. I'm trying to say that that is a trauma based behavior. That is a trauma reaction, so to speak. Like thinking that you need to deal with everything on your own is just due to the fact that you never had anyone you can count on. But I think you already know that. I think you're aware of that. Like I said, I think you're aware of a lot of things here. Like you have good self-awareness, but at the same time you don't have deeper understanding about things, and you neglect yourself emotionally completely. It feels like it maybe okay, let's start again. It almost feels like maybe you even tell yourself that you don't have emotions or something like that. Like you're at that level that you're just denying them or something. And again, that is something I understand, because I had a phase like that, so to speak. And then it feels like you have to have a very specific image about yourself in order to keep this whole construction together. So what can you do to be more happy? Well, that's not gonna be an easy path. That's not gonna be an easy path to be more happy, and maybe you know that. Maybe that's why you're not doing anything about it. Please tell me more about how Pile 2 can be more happy. What can Pile 2 do to be more happy? Please tell me more about Pile 2. What can they do to be more happy? What can they do to be more happy? We have Strength. Again. Okay, what can Pile 2 do to be more happy? Ace of Coins. What can Pile 2 do to be more happy? What can Pile 2 do to be more happy? or more fulfilled? What can Pal 2 do to be more happy or fulfilled? Ten of Cups slightly came out, but it didn't completely, so I'm not taking it. And we have the Three of Vessels. Okay, anything else? Fortitude. Strength and Fortitude. Fortitude is like an alternate card for the Strength card. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so what this is telling me is I'm gonna have to read the Three of Vessels because I don't remember completely what it means. It's gonna be here at there. There we go. Okay. It says, meet your shadow. What was I saying? Introspection. Find your potential. Okay. This is a clear call from your unconscious to deal with your past and unresolved issues. What the fuck was I talking about? When you search for your potential, you extract other issues and bring them to consciousness. The minors can be seen as small triggers agitating old memories hidden in our unconscious minds. The shadow work is needed. The minors they are talking about is like the imagery of the card. If you look at it, it's like the symbology. So, you try hard to keep your darkest portrait buried 6 feet under. You can ignore, hide, and bend that side, but it is a part of you. Again, what the fuck was I talking about? Conscious and unconscious minds live in eternal conflict and reconciliation seems unreachable. Yeah, that's pretty much the energy I'm getting from you. This introspective voyage aims to find and comfort the parts of yourself you have been repressing, such as fears, traumas, or desires. Desires especially. I feel like you're really strongly repressing your desires. Okay. It is a period of transitions and self-awareness when you get rid of things that no longer serve you in order to walk towards a new stage. Every process of awareness bears its demons, but it is demanding to face them so you can progress in your ascension. The tree represents the soil of your mind, as the roots feed in the waters of your unconscious and grow towards the light, branching the golden boughs of our creativity. We normally transport a lot of unresolved stuff to our daily lives. How often do you question your actions? The latter encourages this necessary connection between the two realms. Every step we climb, we will get closer to collecting the fruit. Yeah, you need to have a better relationship with your subconscious mind. You need to have a better relationship with your subconscious mind because it feels like you're trying to tame it. You're trying to force it into boxes. You're trying to make it out to be something that it is not. It feels like you are fighting with yourself, constantly fighting with yourself. And trying to prove to yourself what you are and what you are not. And I'm getting that you're trying to force yourself to be a certain way instead of looking at yourself without judgment and accepting what you are like. It feels like you can't accept certain things about yourself. And again, this fragile ego and this fragile sense of self is coming back because it feels like you would collapse under the weight of this if you would recognize that you are not the way you want to be or you're not the way you imagine yourself to be, is what I'm getting here. And it feels like look at this image. Look at this image with this man holding this big ass fucking coin. It reminds me of Atlas, who's holding the world on his shoulders. And that's kind of what I feel with you, is that you'd rather hold in all these horrible things, and you'd rather suffer through your own how do I put this? It's almost like you'd rather suffer through the shit that your own subconscious does to you than to actually go in there and accept yourself for who you are, and to stop wanting your subconscious to be something that it is not, wanting yourself to be something that it is not, or that you are not. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. A whole ass lot of denial. A whole ass fuckload of shitty denial. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is probably very difficult. I'm gonna say that you probably don't feel that this is difficult because you're so used to it and you're so used to carrying all this weight that you just don't give a fuck. It feels like you have completely turned off your sensitivity towards yourself and your needs. It feels like you had to like completely deny your desires or deny happiness, deny good things in general, or good feelings in general. Okay. Please tell me more about what Pile 2 can do to be more happy and more fulfilled. Please tell me more about what Pile 2 can do to be more happy and more fulfilled. Please tell me what Pile 2 can do to be more happy and more fulfilled. Please tell me more about how Pile 2 can do. We have Amethyst, revealing your true self. What the fuck was I saying? As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. I feel like you first need to show yourself who you truly are. You first need to allow yourself to see who you truly are. Allow yourself to accept who you truly are. Because you are showing it to others is like a whole other thing. It's like in a whole different ballpark. You first have to do it with yourself. You have to first accept it yourself, because it, like I said, it feels like you're in a lot of denial and you're doing everything in your power to like twist yourself into a certain form that you feel like you need to be in, but that's not who you are. That's not who you are. It feels like you don't want to be who you truly are. You hate that person. You're afraid of that person. You think that person is weak. These are kind of the things I'm getting from this energy. Okay. Please tell me more about what Pile 2 can do in order to be more happy or fulfilled. Please tell me what Pile 2 can do. We have the ripple effect, part of something bigger. Details are taken care of. With this details are taken care of, again this feels like you're kind of like hiding behind this shield of like self-awareness. Yeah, I got another card here. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But what I get here is that yeah, there's this false belief that everything's gonna be fine and I'm gonna just deal with everything later, and it's just like this putting off energy, like the details are being taken care of, like everything's gonna be fine, like I don't have to do anything here, or I'm just gonna be able to fix this in the future or whatever. So that's strongly the energy I'm getting here. And there's like another card here, but I need a minute, sorry. Okay, so the next card that came out is this one, the wellspring. What are you thirsty for? Body care, take a breath. Like I said, it feels like you have really neglected your needs, but I'm feeling especially emotional needs here. Like it feels like you are you're kind of numb to your own emotional needs, and that is something you need to work on here. It's like you need to kind of ask yourself, like, what emotional needs you have and what emotional needs you have that are unmet, and you have to work on them. Okay, next one. Please tell me more about what pile 2 can do in order to be more happy and fulfilled. We have responding, not reacting. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. Again, I felt like I was picking up this bit of a controlling energy from you, bit of a control freak energy. Like it feels like things need to be a certain way for you in order to feel like satisfied, or in order to I don't know. It feels like there is also something here with, like, again, children, like issues with your mom, or something like that is how I'm getting, or what I'm getting. It feels like you're kind of, like I said before, you're kind of justifying your own behavior and your own thoughts and quality of life to yourself. And it feels like there are unconscious trauma responses that you live by, which you are trying to sell to yourself and to other people as well as conscious choices. That's what this is about. Like your trauma and your trauma-based reactions are pulling you towards a certain decision or a certain behavior, and you follow that urge, but you're trying to say that it was a choice on your part, like you chose to do that, but you didn't. It was your trauma who chose to do that, not you. And it feels like you're kind of relieving yourself of the responsibility because you just act like that's what you wanted anyway. And it feels like you have this need, this necessity to be in control so much that you have to act like your trauma-based behaviors are also you being in control, when in truth they are not. They are not, and you're following urges that you have no power over, and you fail and refuse to see that you have no power over these urges. And again, this goes back to this fragile sense of self. Like, you have to believe that you are in control, because otherwise you collapse. Otherwise it's just, this feels very fragile. This feels very fragile, but I said that a million times already. Please tell me more about how pile 2 can be more happy and fulfilled. Please tell me what pile 2 can do to be more happy and fulfilled. Please tell me more about what pile 2 can do to be more happy and fulfilled. We have effervescence, cultivate love. Yeah, what I see here is again talking about your emotions. It's talking about self-love, but it's talking about not emotionally neglecting yourself is more what I'm getting here. It's talking about accepting yourself, even if you are like something that you or even if you have traits that you don't like. Like, I don't know, maybe you think you're pathetic or something of the sort. Like, maybe you think you're not strong enough, and maybe you have this vendetta against your inner child, thinking that they are too weak, kind of identifying with the abuser. That is also a thing that happens, so there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I'm not trying to make you feel better, worse about yourself. I'm not trying to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm just trying to describe the energy that I'm getting. is that it seems like your coping was more to identify with the aggressor. And so it kind of feels like you are also on the bandwagon of beating up your inner child, and feeling like that inner child that can't be you because it's too weak, it's too pathetic, it's too powerless, or like there's something about this, like it feels like some of your softer or more emotional traits are in your shadow because you feel very negative about them. It makes you feel vulnerable to see that you have those traits, is what I get here. And it feels like you want to avoid feeling vulnerable at all costs. You want to avoid feeling vulnerable. Okay, what else can we do? We have this deck. And I think that, oh, we have one more. Okay, so 2 more decks. Okay, please tell me more about how Pal 2 can be more happy. What Pal 2 has to do to be more happy and fulfilled. What does Pal 2 need to do to be more happy and fulfilled? Or just tell me more about Pal 2. Just tell me more about Pal 2. Please tell me more about Pal 2. Please tell me more about Pal 2. Okay, we have Libra. And we also have Capricorn. So you could be a Libra or a Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, chart ruler. Doesn't necessarily have to be. But with this Libra energy, again, I'm feeling this like this, like, how do you put it, like walking on a rope or like something like that. And it feels like trying to keep this very fragile balance, and like balancing out certain things in order for you not to, or your whole view and image of yourself to not to fall apart, is what I'm getting with this energy again, with this Libra energy. And Libra is also it can be read as a more cold, it's a colder energy. It's less emotional, and that is also something there might be something here with the justice system too, like you might be a part of the justice system or something like this. And we also have Capricorn, so again, you might be a Capricorn. I knew that this was going to come out because this whole reading felt very Capricorn. Like this feels very Capricorn. This whole thing feels very Capricorn. Feeling like emotions are weakness. Feeling like you need to be a certain way. Having very rigid views of yourself. And like maybe work is very important for you or something of the sort. Yeah, I'm getting emotionally constipated energy. And that is very Capricorn again. So you could have a Libra moon. That is also not very emotional placement. But these placements are not talking about how many emotions you have. These placements are more so talking about your relationship with your emotions. And it feels like your relationship with your emotions is very distant. It's very, very distant. Okay, please tell me more about how... Thank you. That was fast. And pretty fucking interesting. The first one we got is autumn. Is it that scary? And the second one we got is summer, the highest high. Okay, so autumn and summer, like we are in summer right now and autumn is coming up. So there could be like some shift happening or something interesting or important happening in that time or that period of time. But with this autumn, is it that scary? I think this is talking about the fact of how horrified you are of yourself, or how horrified you are of looking yourself in the eye and recognizing who you truly are. And it's like asking, is it that scary? Is it really that scary? Is it really, really, really that scary? because I feel like it is very scary for you, and it does feel like your mind is trying to tell you that if you look in the mirror and if you look yourself in the eye and if you try to accept yourself for who you are, then you're going to collapse, then you're going to cease to exist, then you're going to, like, I don't know, it has like a very strong fear energy to it. It's like you're never going to be the same person again or something like that. Like there's a fear of change here. There's a very strong fear of change here. And some parts of you are telling you that you shouldn't worry about these things because it would take too much out of you. It would be too difficult, it would be too much, you would not be able to handle it. And we also have a transformation, becoming me. And again, this is talking about the fact that if you change, if you go deeper within yourself, and if you do actually start working on yourself, then that transformation is not going to make you become someone else. That's going to make you become yourself. It's going to make you become yourself. The problem here, I feel like, is that you are not at peace with who you are. You're not at peace with your true self. And you want to be something different. Desperately want to be something different. That's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it could help with this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck to you on your journey, and see you in the next one if you feel like it. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile 3. You picked the Body and Soul card. Let's take a look at what you can do to improve your life and to be happier. Okay. Please tell me what... Oh, that was fast. 7 of Swords. Another one. 3 of Wands. Okay, please tell me more about how pile 3 can be happier. King of Coins. Please tell me more about what pile 3 needs to do to be happier. What does pile 3 need to do to be happier? What does pile 3 need to do to be happy? 4 of Swords. What does pile 3 need to do to be happy? And we have the Empress. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I need a drink. Okay. What I get here is a couple things already. Like, for example, you need to... It feels like you need to heal from something. Like there was some sort of a betrayal in your past that affected your view of the future, and that has maybe changed how you viewed the future or your future. And it feels like you need to, like, it involved this King of Coins person maybe, and it feels like you need to heal from this situation and you need to step into your power. Like, I'm gonna clarify, doing things a little bit more different than I usually do. Okay, please clarify the 7 of Swords. Knight of Cups. Yeah, there was some sort of a romantic, like someone fucked you over. Please clarify the 3 of Wands. Please clarify the 3 of Wands. Please clarify the 3 of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Hangman. Okay. Please clarify the King of Coins. Please clarify 10 of Cups. Oh, maybe it's some family related thing. King of Pentacles again, clarifying the Four of Swords. The Empress, please clarify the Empress. We have the Two of Wands. Okay, yeah, I feel like this person... And 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like whoever this was, it feels like it could have been a romantic partner that like fucked you over. But I feel like it has something to do with your family. Like it has something to do with like family patterns or like family issues from your past or something of the sort. That's what I'm getting here. That there is something in connection to that. Something in connection to that. And it feels like maybe this person, like it feels like whatever happened, it changed your entire outlook on life and on the future. Like maybe this person made you lose faith in love, and made you lose faith in like romantic relationships. That is a possibility here. But again, I feel like what I'm seeing here is that whatever happened between the two of you was kind of predetermined by your family, by your family life, and what happened previously with your parents. Whatever your parents were like growing up, it had an impact on this whole situation. That's what I'm getting. And it feels like this was like a man. King of Pentacles is usually talking about an earth sign. So this is possibly a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, chart ruler, and masculine energy. So this feels like a male or earth sign. That could have been this person who like really fucked you over. Because like I said, I feel like maybe you imagine the future with this person. And now that this person is no more, or they are like not in your life anymore, maybe you like don't know what the fuck to do with yourself. You don't know how you want to proceed with your life. You don't know what you want to do with your life. That is a possibility here, because we have the Empress at the end of the reading, clarified by the Two of Wands, which is telling me that you would need to step into your own power and focus on yourself in order to see what kind of a future you want to build for yourself. Or in order to look towards the future, you first need to like empower yourself. You first need to heal from this situation, as shown by the Four of Swords, which is a card of healing, a card of mending, a card of rest. And yeah, you need to rest from this. You need some rest from this King of Pentacles person, whoever they were. Maybe they were not earth signs. Maybe they were like workaholics. Maybe they were just very, money was very important to them, or work was very important to them. Maybe they financially abused you. That is also a possibility here. But it feels like what I'm getting here is that you imagined your entire life with this person and they stabbed you in the back. And after that, you just don't know what the fuck to do with your life. You don't know if you'll ever find anyone ever again. You don't know if you'll ever be able to love again. And you felt like you had everything with this person, but I feel like you didn't. I feel like you just didn't see things clearly. I feel like you had, like, this is like very strong rose-colored glasses energy. I feel like you didn't fully see what was going on here. You didn't. I feel like you made this out to be a lot better than it actually was. 1 second. Okay. So, like I said, it feels like you made this situation out to be better than it actually was, but this is just a hunch I'm having right now. I'm not completely sure. Let's keep going. Okay, we have the King of Wands. What can Pal 3 do to be happy? We have the Star. What can pile 3 do to be happy here? What can pile 3 do to be happier? The sun. What can pile 3 do to be more happy here? What can pile 3 do to be more happy? What can pile 3 do to be more happy? And the Alchemist, again. Yeah, a lot of, and the 4 of Vessels. We also have Judgment and 8 of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of self-improvement energy, like with both pile 1 and pile 2. It's both talking about self-improvement. And I feel like your reading is also talking about self-improvement here. This is what I see here with this King of Wands. This could have been a same-sex relationship. Like maybe both of you were men, or both of you were masculines. And it seems like this person was more like an earth sign, and you were more like a fire. You are more like a fire sign. That is a possibility. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Like, there are other ways I can interpret this. But maybe you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium chart ruler. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. It's, oh my god, it's 11:11, so that could be important. It doesn't necessarily have to be, by the way. It just feels like maybe you need to embody this King of Wands energy more. Maybe you need to be more in your fire energy. Because after what we have is the Star, the Sun, the Alchemist, and the 4 of Vessels. And what I'm getting here is that you need to put yourself into a masculine fire energy, like, because like I said, this could be a same-sex relationship, but I also feel like maybe you're more the feminine if it's not. And this feels like you have to put yourself more in your masculine and fiery energy in order for you to empower yourself and get to your Empress energy. So it feels like you have to be more fiery and more masculine, and that is something that you should aspire to be, and that will bring you more happiness. And also with the Alchemist and the 4 of Vessels, I'm gonna have to read the 4 of Vessels because I'm not 100% sure I remember correctly what the card was. Just, where the fuck is my phone? Where the fuck is my phone? Did I sit on it? No. I think I left it in the bathroom. 1 second. Okay, got it. It was here next to me. It just fell somehow and I didn't even hear it. So, anyway, let's check the 4 of Vessels. We have here. It says... Emotional purge, new chapter, renewal. The 4 of Vessels suggests an emotional transition. I can't talk, oh my god. Like I said, I'm kind of tired now. But the 4 of Vessels suggests an emotional transition. By letting the king drown in the sea, you are experiencing a necessary emotional purge. You need to embrace your scars as a sign of acceptance. This emotional rebalance will allow you to evolve. Again, drowning the king, it is talking about the symbology. And also drowning the king is symbolic for ego death. For killing your ego. So, this painful process of awareness encourages you to move forward in the right direction, connecting you with your true self. As you emerge as a renewed being, you will be able to see things that were visible to you before. That were invisible to you before. Okay. You may feel lost, but if you look closely around you, inside and outside, there are many clues that lead you towards the right path, like this angel that appears. Trust your intuition and inner voice as a guide. Be optimistic. Receive this gift of renewal as a chance to rise more confident and receptive. Again, this is the angel it was talking about. So, yeah. Therapy has been coming up in pile 1 and pile 2, and I'm seeing this coming up again in pile 3 as well. I'm seeing it coming up again in pile 3, like you definitely need an emotional purge, but you definitely also need to transform all the negative emotions into something constructive. Whether it's positive or not, that doesn't necessarily matter. The thing that it should be is adaptive and maybe even constructive. But adaptive is the most important thing. It should be like you shouldn't hurt yourself with your coping mechanisms. And I know that a lot of coping mechanisms are like self-abuse, and this it feels like you should be finding something that is not self-abuse and cope in a healthy way. Like that's what this is talking about, coping in a healthy way. So yeah, I feel like you have to like kind of steel yourself a little bit over here. And be more in your masculine go-getter energy, like nobody fucks with me, I'm the bitch, that kind of an energy. Like that's sort of what this is telling you to do. Sort of what this is telling you to do. What the fuck is going on with my... I have no idea. I have no idea what this... Okay, anyway. I'm getting a lot of weird, what's it called? I'm really tired now, like, fuck, hell. How the fuck am I going to do this reading? Oh my god, like, even with pile 2, like, the second part of pile 2, I was like, what the fuck, where am I? Oh my god, I'm very tired. I feel very tired, but let's keep going. 10 of Wands, please tell me more about how pile 3, what pile 3 can do to be more happy. Please tell me more about what pile 3 can do to be more happy. We also have the 5 of Vessels. I'm also gonna read up on that because I don't completely remember what it was talking about. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, get in your bitch energy, girl. Get in your bitch energy. And the Lovers. And the Lovers. Okay. And again, I fucking knocked something over and it fell. And I almost knocked something else over on the other side. Okay. So. Yeah, get in your bitch energy. Like, I feel like you might be the type of person who is too nice. Too nice to people. Too nice to everyone. Maybe you have a bit of a people-pleasing tendency. Maybe you give more in relationships than your share. Maybe you are the type who would want to make the other person happy at all costs, even at the cost of your own happiness. That is something I'm getting with you here. You might be a water sign, like you might be Cancer or Pisces specifically. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, chart ruler doesn't necessarily have to be, but I'm picking up a bit of a Cancer/Pisces vibe. You need to get into your villain era, so to speak. Because your villain era is not actually you being evil or you being bad. It's just you drawing healthy boundaries. It's just you not allowing shitty people in your life. It's just you putting yourself first. That's what I'm getting. Like that would be your villain era, or that is what your villain era is gonna be. 1 second, I'm looking for something. Again, I have to fucking pause it again, I'm sorry. Okay. So, like I said, I feel like you are too much in your soft feminine energy. You are too much in your passive energy. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And you need to get more into this fiery masculine energy in order to achieve balance and achieve this Empress state and level up. And I also see that, yeah, with this Queen of Swords, you need to be more discerning about who you allow into your life and of the people who you allow access to yourself to. Let's see if I can see anything else. Please tell me more about what Pile 3 needs to do. The Fool. Okay, to be happy. What does Pile 3 need to do to be happy? The Emperor. Yeah. Yeah, bitch. What does Pile 3 need to do in order to be happy? What does Pile 3 need to do in order to be more happy and more fulfilled? 10 of Pentacles. What does Pile 3 need to do in order to be more happy and fulfilled? 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So of the Lovers, Ace of Wands, 4 of Wands. Yeah. Okay, so if there is someone in your near vicinity, like in your family, in your home, close to you, something, someone who has been disrespecting your boundaries, or someone who has been I don't know, who has been crossing your boundaries despite the fact that you've told them time and time again not to do that, but they still did it. You need to tell that person off. You need to fucking tell that person off. Like, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. You need to get into your Emperor energy and basically tell them to get fucked. Get fucked. Because it feels like you might be the type of person who has been swallowing everything for most of their lives, who has been very soft most of their lives, and who thought that they have to allow other people to walk all over them. Like, I'm getting that sort of an energy here, and I'm getting that there might be some fear of abandonment here as well. Like, you might be afraid that if you protected yourself from your toxic family members, because I'm getting toxic family members here. It feels like if you protected yourself from your toxic family members, then they would leave you. Or they would throw you out of the family or something like this. Like, maybe you live in a culture where that is like that can like happen. Like, maybe some of your customs are incredibly toxic and you want to grow against them, but since it is a custom and it's like kind of tradition in your country or your area of the world, then your family could disown you for it or something like that. Like I'm getting something like that. Like, maybe they want you to get married to like an older dude, an older, richer dude. That is possible here, because we saw that King of Pentacles come up twice. That King of Pentacles who's a fucking asshole. Or even if not an asshole, you need to take a break from this person because they're not good for you. They're not good for you. Sorry about the movement again. Okay. So this King of Pentacles is definitely not good for you. And like I said, it feels like you need to find your own power. You need to be more in a masculine energy first. And that is when you can find your healthy energy. Like you need to, when we're talking about dialectic things, it is like two parts of a scale. And if you're too much on one side of the scale, then the other side of the scale, even like something that is closer to the other side of the scale, can seem like it's the other extremity, even when it's in the middle, because you're so far to the other side. And if you're trying to go like closer to the middle and like balance it out, it's going to feel like you're going into this extremity because you're so far into this other extremity. And what I'm talking about now is more feminine and masculine energy, because it feels like you're more in a feminine, or like what they traditionally call feminine, let's put it that way, energy of being more maybe submissive, more passive, more like not daring to take up space, not daring to generate conflict. It's like I said, maybe you live in like a traditionalist society or something like that, and it feels like since you're so far to this end, masculine energy, even if you're just in the middle, balanced, it's going to, from this end, it's going to look like it's this end of the scale. It's going to look like it's so far towards this end of the scale that it's like overdoing it. But in fact, that's just, it would just be the middle. You just don't, you just can't perceive it perfectly, and it's very difficult to find the perfect balance of the two because of your perception being distorted, because you're so far to one end of the scale. And if you would be so far to this end of the scale, then again, getting closer to the other end would also seem like like you're getting too close to this end, or like you're going to the extremes of this end. So that is kind of how dialectics work. And that's what I'm getting with you here, is that you're afraid to go more into your fiery masculine energy because you're afraid that that would be like too much, or that would be too masculine, and you wouldn't be like feminine enough. Like there's some kind of a like gender role thing happening here also. Like you are either expected to have this like traditional feminine gender role, or something of the sort, or maybe you expect yourself to be like that, or expect yourself to be like that is rather internalization, by the way. So it's possible that you have internalized this and you expect yourself to be like that. But really what I'm getting here is that there is like this toxic family dynamic here, and that is forcing you into a role that you do not fit into, and a role that is not healthy for you. And like I said, you really need to get into this more masculine fire energy in order to find your balance, in order to find your divine feminine energy, which is represented by the Empress as the 5th card at the end of the spread. So yeah, let's keep on going. Please tell me more about what Pal 3 can do to be more happy. What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? 10 of Cups again. Please tell me more about what Pal 3... 2 of Cups. What Pal 3 can do to be more happy. Please tell me more about what Pal 3 can do to be more happy. The Chariot. Please tell me more about what Pal 3 can do to be more happy. We have the... oh, a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff. Okay, 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, but we also have Fortitude. We have 3 of Vessels, and we have Wheel of Fortune. 3 of Vessels is talking about shadow work. It's talking about disturbing the deepest, darkest part of you in order to heal and in order to master yourself. That's what this is talking about, and it feels like the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that things are going to change once you can do that. Like things are going to truly change, and you're going to be happier and more fulfilled once you can look your deepest, darkest parts in the eye. And again, I'm getting therapy vibes. I got therapy vibes from Pal 1 and Pal 2. I'm getting therapy vibes for Pal 3 as well. Like this could, like therapy could really help this. But I think that, like, I really feel that there's some sort of a societal pressure here on your part, or on your end of this situation, because I did not feel that in Pal 1 and Pal 2. Like, I feel that you live in a more traditionalist society, like not like Western society, or even if you live in Western society, your family is like very traditionalist, very conservative, is what I'm getting. and it's not good for you. It's not healthy for you at all. Like what I'm seeing here, again, that maybe your family wants you to marry someone specific, like maybe your family wants to decide who you're gonna marry, or who you are with, like they're trying to tell you who you need to be with, or like again something of the sort. And again, I get that that's tradition in certain parts of the world, but that doesn't make it good. Aztecs also had traditions. Their traditions were to sacrifice people to the sun god Quetzalcoatl, and that doesn't make it good just because it's tradition. It doesn't make it healthy. So I feel like there could be some sort of a pressure here from outside to get this thing moving, like to get you married as soon as possible to someone, or like something like this. Like maybe you're younger, and they wanna have you marry someone as young as possible, or like something of the sort, something like that. And I'm getting that with this Fortitude card, it feels like look at the imagery here. Look at this lion burning, and this woman or this person looking down at it. It feels like you're watching your dreams burn away. Maybe you have Leo placements, by the way. Like it feels like, and again, King of Wands comes to mind. What I told you, like maybe you have Leo placements. That is a fire sign, and maybe you need to be, what I told you, more in your masculine energy. And it feels like you're watching yourself burn away because you are not allowed to be who you are. Maybe you are a very fiery, very masculine, very outspoken person, and you're kind of just standing there looking at your true self withering away because it is not allowed. It is not allowed to be expressed. Like that's something I'm getting. That's something I'm getting. And it feels like maybe you have internalized all of this, and it's no longer an outside pressure. But what I'm getting here is that you need to go deep within yourself, and you need to disturb those deep, dark parts of yourself in order to learn what you are and what you aren't, and that is the only thing that's going to change this. That's the only thing that's going to change this. That's literally the only thing that's going to change this. This seems like a very difficult position. We also have Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and under that we have the Hermit. I'm not gonna lie, you might have to like leave your family behind. Like you might have to go no contact with your family in order to live a healthier and happier life. And I'm not saying that lightly, because I also had to go no contact with my family for 80 years or so. I didn't see my family. I didn't hear about them. I didn't know anything about them for 80 years. They didn't even know if I was alive or not. But that's a bit more complicated story than just that. So what I'm getting here is that, yeah, look at this with this Three of Pentacles. These people want to mold you into something that they think you should be. These people are trying to make you become something that serves their needs. They don't care about who you truly are. They don't care about what you want. They don't care about authenticity. They care about their own agendas and their own needs. And they're trying to create or like mold you into this form of what they want you to be. And again, look at the headdress on this man. Like that looks kind of like Turkish a little bit. So like maybe you live in Turkey, or maybe you live in like an Islamic country. Maybe in the Middle East or something like that. That is a possibility. And it feels like you're just a blank canvas to them that they can do whatever they please with. And it feels like these people don't care about you at all. They don't care about authenticity. They only care about holding up appearances. They only care about what their tradition told them life should look like. They don't. It doesn't feel like they have. It doesn't feel like these people have conscious and questioning like thoughts. Like it feels like these people don't have critical thinking. This feels like these people don't have critical thinking. This feels like these people grew up in a society where critical thinking was shunned or didn't even exist, where they were just supposed to follow the I don't know, the teachings of some holy text or whatever. Like yeah, I'm getting Islamic vibes with this. Like I'm getting women are inferior type of vibes here, and I'm getting that men all it feels like all men want women for is to like make women into something that is good for them. Like this feels very toxic. This feels very disgusting. This feels very misogynistic. This feels very misogynistic, honestly. And like I said, very disgusting. Very disgusting. Okay. What else should pile 3 do in order to be happy? Oh. We have 2 of Pentacles and we have Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. We have 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. That's a countdown. That's a countdown, my friend. I feel like you need to get out of here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you ever have an option to get out of here, like take it, do it. Like if you ever have an option, or like someone telling you that they're gonna, I don't know, they can help you leave, or they can help you relocate into a different country, go with that. Go with that. Go with that. Because it seems like you're kind of in a tight spot here. Like it really does feel like your family could disown you for disobeying them. And it does feel like your survival is going to be threatened if that is the case. Like your literal survival could be threatened if that happens, and your family thinks it's more important to have a daughter who is a certain way than to have a daughter who is happy, and they would rather see you dead than to see you be different than their expectations. And that's really fucking revolting, in my opinion. That's really fucking revolting. So, and I feel like you don't belong here. I feel like you don't fucking belong here at all. You don't fucking belong here at all. Your personality is just, it just does not fit this role that is being imposed upon you. It is not who you are. It is not who you're supposed to be. This is never going to fulfill you. This is never going to fulfill you. And it's very sad. It's very sad that things like this still exist in the world. Anyway, let's grab another deck and see what else I can tell you. Please tell me more about what Pal 3 can do to be more happy. What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? Something flipped here. We have the Magician. Oh, yeah. Please tell me more about what Pal 3 can do in order to be more happy. We have 3 of Cups. Yeah. Okay, what else can Pal 3 do in order to be more happy? Ace of Swords. Okay, what else can Pal 3 do to be more happy? 10 of Swords. I'm gonna say 5 of Coins, yeah. Probably not the best idea to be, yeah, 8 of Cups. 10 of Cups, yeah. Fucking 10 of Cups came out 3 times. 3 times. I used 3 different decks and they all gave me the 10 of Cups. Okay, so what I see here is that maybe it's not such a good idea to be honest with your family. Maybe it's not such a good idea to tell your family to get fucked because that can have, it feels like it can have very serious consequences. Like maybe you don't want to be honest with your family after all. Maybe it's not worth it to be honest with your family because it's just too dangerous. That's kind of what I get here. It's too dangerous to be honest with your family. It feels like you have to do this in secret. You have to do this in silence. You have to somehow, I don't know, manage to get out and like organize getting out of here, but in silence and not telling anyone about it. It feels like you need to keep this secret or something. Because if you're honest with your family, that's not gonna be good. Okay, what more can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? We have the Queen of Wands, yeah. And we have the 9 of Wands. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. 7 of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So. This feels like you need to protect yourself from people. You need to protect yourself from these people, whether they are your family, whether they are people around you. I'm getting this family thing more with all these 10 of Cups coming out. But also what this is telling me is that what you might see as like when I was talking about dialectics, what you might see as overly masculine or overly fiery or something like that, it is actually you. Like this is the Queen of Wands. This is the feminine. It feels like what you see as overly masculine is just what would be normal for you. What would be normal for you. And you need to protect yourself and you need to protect your boundaries and your right to be who you want to be. Your right to be who you are. And it might not be very easy in this situation to do that. Because like I said, maybe being honest with your family is not the best idea. But what I'm seeing here is that if you will be honest about your family or with your family and you tell them the truth that you don't want this whole shit, like they can I very, very much see the possibility that they just disown you. They just, yeah. Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm getting here. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So it feels like you need to know who you truly are. And you need to get into your power. But it also feels like you have a very difficult situation on your hands when it comes to this. But it does feel like you can empower yourself and you can rise above all this. Okay, I'm gonna start pulling oracle decks, I think. Please tell me more about how Pal 3 can be more happy. What does Pal 3 need to do in order to be happier? What does Pal 3 need to do in order to be happy? What does Pal 3 need to do in order to be happy? What does Pal 3 need to do in order to be happy? Let's get this. We have winter, frozen hearts. Again, this is like... Let's get another card. What does Pal 3 need to do in order to be more happy? We have leaving! New horizons to be sought. Leaving. Fucking leave. You need to fucking leave. What the fuck was I talking about? You need to fucking leave this shit behind. Because all this is giving you is a hell lot of suppressed emotions, bad feelings. This group of people is never going to allow you to be who you truly are. Because they don't value that. They don't value authenticity. They value for what you can do for them. They value you for what you can do for them. And how they profit off of you in some way. Like I said, this feels extremely misogynistic and extremely disgusting. Very much so. So, you're never gonna be who you truly are in this environment. You're never gonna be able to be who you truly are in this environment. They're not gonna let you. Okay, please tell me more about how Pal 3 can be more happy. What does Pal 3 need to do in order to be more happy? We have making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time achievement. Again, making waves. It's like momentum is building. It's your time achievement. It's like there is going to be an opportunity for you to leave all this shit behind. There is going to be some sort of an opportunity, and maybe you're gonna create it for yourself. Maybe it's just gonna be something that comes to you. But what I'm getting with this momentum is building, it's your time, is that if you get more into this fiery energy that you view as masculine but is actually just healthy feminine energy, then you will be able to do this for yourself. You will be able to create change in your life. Anything else for Pal 3 and what they can do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? No, sorry. What can Pal 3 do in order to be more happy? It would probably also help if I ate something today, but I didn't fucking eat anything except for my breakfast, and it's almost midnight. Okay, Pal 3. What more can Pile 3 do in order to be more happy? I'm getting more cards here, but I'm going to try one last time. What more can Pal 3 do in order to be more happy? What more can Pal 3 do? Okay. We have the Water Oracle. Psychic abilities. Acting on visions. It's destined. You know what you gotta do. Acting on visions. Like, you have an idea about what you want. Just follow it. And I know it's probably very difficult, but you gotta try. You gotta try. Okay. Please tell me more about what Pal 3 needs to do in order to be more happy and fulfilled. We have Moonstone, heightened intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it is trustworthy. Yeah, you know. You fucking know what you need to do. You fucking know it. You abso-fucking-lutely know it. And you're just too afraid to listen to yourself is what I'm getting here. Or maybe you were told not to listen to yourself. You were told that you can't trust yourself in order to maintain control over you. Okay. Anything else for Pal 3? How can Pal 3 be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? Anything else from here? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What can Pal 3 do to be more happy? We have Aqua Aura. Healthy communication in relationships. Heart-to-heart discussions and clear assertive communication help you understand and be understood. You need to protect your boundaries. Like I said before, you need to stop allowing people to walk all over you. You need to protect your boundaries. And healthy communication, like I said, once you're so far into the passive side of this scale, and once again I'm talking about dialectics, then everything going towards being assertive, which is in the middle, which is the healthy way of behavior, is going to seem aggressive to you because it is further towards the aggressive side of the scale than you are, because you're so far at the passive end of the scale. So you're going to perceive yourself acting assertively as you acting aggressively. And that's why I said in the beginning that it seems like you need to go into your villain era, because you're going to feel like you're bad or evil, or I don't know, something like that, to do these things. You're aggressive to do these things, but they're not. You just have to be assertive. And like I said, from this side of the scale, this passivity side of the scale, assertivity looks like aggression. And that's important to know. It's very important to know that your own perceptions are very skewed when it comes to these things. So, yeah, you need to protect your boundaries. You need to tell people to get fucked if it is safe for you. But it feels like you're going to get out of, like, whatever this situation is, you're going to be able to get out of this. You're going to be able to get rid of these people. Okay, please tell me more about how Pal 3, what Pal 3 can do in order to be more happy. What else can Pal 3 do to be more happy? What else can Pal 3 do to be more happy? We have sharing. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. I don't get this. I think this is talking about your family, but what the fuck is this sharing energy? What the fuck is this sharing energy? What the fuck is this sharing energy? What is this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Please tell me more about this. Like, what is this sharing energy? I don't get it. Circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. Okay, I think I know what this is talking about. You, my friend, are a cycle breaker. You, my friend, are the one who's going to heal your family bloodline from trauma. You, my friend, is going to be the one who's going to be the example for the ones who come after you. You are going to set the example for the younger generations and show them what needs to be done and show them how to do things and show them how to live your life. You are the you are the residential cycle breaker for your family. You are the residential cycle breaker. You are the one who was put here to change things and to, like I said, be a positive example for the for the generations to come. Like you're supposed to stand up for yourself, and you're supposed to show your power, and you're supposed to show that things are not okay the way they are, because you're going to be an example in the future, and many people will follow your example. Many people will follow your example. And the children, your children and their children, the children of your children, the children of their children, are all going to have you to thank for a much better life than they could have had otherwise. Like it feels like you will give your children and their children a much better life than they would have had if you wouldn't have been the one to break these cycles, and if they would have had to live in the same shitty conditions that you had to grow up in. So yeah, that's your job. That's what I'm getting here. Like, and I know it sucks to be a cycle breaker, because I'm one too, but so was my mom. So what else about pile 3? What can pile 3 do to be more happy? What can pile 3 do to be happier? What can pile 3 do to be happier? What can pile 3 do to be happier? What can pile 3 do to be happier and more fulfilled? Or can you give me any zodiac signs? Any confirmation for pile 3 through zodiac signs? Anything about pile 3, please? Anything for pile 3, please? Anything for pile 3? I'm not getting any cards from this deck. I'm getting any cards from this deck. I'm gonna pull one. Pisces, yeah. I was picking up water sign energy. But we also have Virgo at the bottom of the deck, and that is also a possibility that you have Virgo in your chart. And what's very interesting is that Pisces and Virgo are sister signs. They are sister signs. Virgo is the 6th sign, and Pisces is the 12th sign. And maybe this is talking about your nodes. Like maybe you have a Pisces north node or a Virgo north node, because north node and south node are always in sister signs, always opposite to each other. So your south node could be Virgo or Pisces, and then your north node could be the other one. Like if your north node is Virgo, then your south node is Pisces, and if your north node is Pisces, then your south node is Virgo. So that's something I'm getting here. But again, like I said, fuck off. So, I'm sorry. Like I said, I thought that you felt like you had some sort of water energy. So Pisces here is kind of just telling me that that is very possible. But even with Virgo, that seems to be an energy that you could very well have. This could be your sun, your moon, your rising, your stellium, or your chart ruler. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Maybe it's just prominence in the chart. Maybe it's just 6th house or 12th house stelliums. Or stellia, sorry. Okay, and this is the last one I'm gonna grab, I think. Please tell me more about what pile 3 can do in order to be more happy. Please tell me what pile 3 can do in order to be more happy. What can pile 3 do in order to be more happy? What can pile 3 do in order to be more happy? Please tell me more about pile 3. What can pile 3 do to be more happy? What can pile 3 do to be more happy? Please tell me more about pile 3. Please tell me more about pile 3. Please tell me more about pile 3 and what they can do to be more happy. I'm not getting cards. Come on. Come on, please. I want to finish this reading because I'm fucking exhausted. Please tell me more about pile 3. What does pile 3 need to do in order to be more happy? Okay. 3 cards flipped, but whatever. We have Hex. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. You're not safe in your current environment. You are not surrounded by people who are good for you. These people don't give a fuck about you. These people are not afraid to hurt you. This person don't care if they hurt you. Next one is Witch. The magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. Again, this is about breaking cycles. This is about being different than what's traditionally accepted. This is about owning your feminine power. Maybe you need to own and discover more about your dark feminine power. Maybe you're literally someone who is a witch. Maybe that is something that is also very frowned upon in your culture or in your family. The last one is Resilience. Burn away the past. I don't have to explain this. I don't have to over-explain this. Like, you're in a shitty situation at the moment, and it's going to be very difficult, but the rewards are going to be so worth it. And not just for you, but your children and their children and their children. Like, you are going to set an example that is going to completely change the destiny and the fate of your bloodline. Like I said, you're the residential cycle breaker here. So good luck with that. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this up right now because I'm literally incredibly tired, first of all, and second of all, I think I said everything I could about this energy. So I hope I could help with this reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck with your work. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.